Go.
Good afternoon, gang.
How
What a
are we all doing today?
Howdy, hello
Howdy,
everyone.
howdy.
Feels great to see everyone here.
Oh no, the sound, I could hear myself and I regret everything.
Yeah.
Hello there.
Oh God! All right,
Hey,
I need to
how's it
turn you
going?
down.
Hi.
So
Just the silence for a good few seconds and then you started talking. I got scared.
hey Zen, how
Hi.
you doing?
Not bad at all.
Oh, good, awesome. So
Someone wasn't a fan of my cryptic stream messages. Darn.
but yeah, Becky was sizzly in your stream chat. I told her to say, yeah, it's Becky, and she did not.
I felt like being cryptic was more fun.
Matt Loki, I am still here.
Oh,
I'm being interviewed. So
Hello.
stick around, I suppose.
Call it
Can you hear me okay? Is everything all right volume wise?
yeah. I'm just so I was setting up voice meter banana yesterday. Oh my God, was that a hassle and a half? Because
For the
I
longest
tried to go off
time.
what you had told us.
Zen is way too
Yeah, I
loud
know.
compared to the others.
I'm trying to fix it.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on it. No, we were trying to set it up
That should be better.
yesterday, and we couldn't figure it out for like a good 20 minutes because we could hear what each other was doing. So so he started spamming like making Windows noises, and it was it was hell. It was a new kind of hell. I hated it.
Yeah.
I could hear him playing his video in the background, trying to figure out how, like, the video tutorial in the background. And I'm like, I mean, might as well.
I had such a hard. Okay, so like I said, I think you were in call for it, and my mom came in and told us we were going to Pennsylvania for the weekend. So I like rushed to pack everything, and I pushed everyone out the door by 12 in hopes that we could get here on time for the show. So I took over my grandmother's office.
Lovely.
the
Well,
gamer room.
the gamer room?
Yes,
Absolutely
the gamer
not.
room.
Alright, well, there's one thing we haven't done quite yet. So, hi everyone. Welcome to CephalonChat. This is, just our fun little stream. We haven't really introduced ourselves yet, so I'll go first, which is a shocker. I'm Becky. Hi, hello.
I'm Logan.
And I'm Jason.
Sick.
And we have a
Cool.
very special guest on with us today. You want to introduce yourself? Not like, 90% of the viewership is your own, so.
Yeah, no.
I am the most ambitious game of 2019.
Relentless. Shadow Legends.
I guess
He is
I'm
the
done.
free tutorial. He's the free tutorial you get when installing voice meter.
For the man your man could sound like.
Oh my God.
Good lord. Relentless Legends new game.
So what have we got planned for today?
Well,
What's going down?
figured we would do endurance while we talked endurance, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like my kind of party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh.
So while we're getting set up to go do an endurance run and stuff, just some quick housekeeping on our end for, new viewers, returning viewers, all that kind of stuff. We can finally have subscribers now.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Congrats.
Yeah, we hit
Finally.
affiliate.
Yeah, we finally hit the cool kid mark.
Yeah, we're in the cool kids club now. Heck yeah. We, of course, there's our Discord. We have a Twitter. We have an Instagram. We really need to put those in the description. We're
Oh
behind.
yeah, probably. That'd be a good idea.
Maybe, just maybe. Fun. So feel free to join, follow. Yeah, those are the two different things that we have. We have a YouTube channel where we upload past episodes, so if you are new here and you haven't seen or heard any of them yet, go back and check those out. We talk about Rivens, we talk with Ludens, we talk with Zandy Pants. All kinds of fun stuff. For people who come here often, we have a bi-weekly fashion frame contest. However, for the last week, we only got a very small amount of submissions, so we decided to extend it one extra week so that we wouldn't just be handing out flat prizes to the people who just won, and then it wouldn't be an actual competition.
Yeah.
There's a question from Overlord there.
Do you guys know what loot they will give in Are you talking about from the pack or from like being at TennoCon? Because I don't think anyone knows until TennoCon. I know last year they gave out a couple goodies if you watch the streams or watch certain parts of the streams. Like the Lotus Ephemera, I think was from last year's TennoCon. I don't remember though.
Well,
Question: you guys using voice meter?
Yeah, I am.
Your input, first main input, is the gain turned up?
Yes. Yeah, why? I might just have my... Or is it way too loud?
Oh, you were a bit quiet on stream.
The game is?
You would make an excellent Cephalon.
You guys, just in general, though.
Oh, okay. Then I need to fix
Yay.
this one. Sorry, I'm really new to voice meter, so...
We got it just yesterday. Do we have a chair prime? Only at 100 followers.
There's 3 chairs, but there's only 1 chair prime.
Chair prime at 100 followers.
Is it bad that I actually looked at some like gold piping that I was gonna start attaching to the chair on stream?
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
It's a very
actually make
gold.
a full chair prime.
You would make an
Start selling them on eBay.
Wonderful. Make bank that way. You'll never need to stream or do YouTube again. Just sell chair primes. Yeah.
Sell them to all
Umbral chair.
the cult of Warframe.
Umbral chair. Just slap a moon sticker on it and call it a day.
It's the cooler chair.
The cooler chair. You have your chair, you have the chair prime, and then you have the edgy ex-boyfriend chair. And that's your trinity of chairs there. But yeah, so chair prime is the most important thing in the world. I mean, there's a lot of things that are pretty important, like, staying alive, food, family, love. But chair prime tops the list.
Absolutely.
I don't need romance.
Sitting in comfort, and also knowing that you're a superior Orokin race is an exception.
Me and the boys sitting in our chair primes as the superior Orokin race.
Do you think like an Orokin armchair? Like, if Ballas is anything to go by, do they just have one ginormous arm for the chair?
They're just really long.
I think he kind of just lets they're normal, and he just kind of lets the arm just hang off the side.
Finney's
like that.
It just races against the ground.
Cherry.
Like the chair's on on the ground, so that way he doesn't have to have the bag of chips or whatever Orikins ate, ducats probably. They don't have to have that on the big executioner table. He can just have it down there and secretly snack.
The 70 Orikins ultimate judges sat in chair primes. It's too true.
He reaches underneath the chair for snacks.
Why
Okay.
not? I
Oh
mean,
my
he has a really long arm.
Okay, real quick, the Incognito, Polynesian Vibez, Zyphon, Dub Butler, Gwift, Rastro Pegui, Eros Overlord. Thank you guys so much for the follows. Means a lot to us.
What
We
are you guys
hope you
gonna
like
do?
what you're gonna see.
You guys should start making alts and just give them really impossible names to pronounce, just so I can laugh further. That'd be great. Chair Vandal.
Okay. Do we want to do Kuva survival or
Oh yes, Kuva's.
Yeah.
Mott or something a little easier so we could take our mind off of things? Whatever. Kuva survival?
I need Kuva.
Alright.
Everyone needs Kuva.
Thank you, Dell. Thank you.
That's Kuva.
And Midiaz and Midiaz for the follows. Thank you so much.
Yes, there. Riven Talks. There's a previous episode. We talked to somebody who was part of the cryptic, self-proclaimed Riven Mafia.
The Riven
for a
Mafia,
time.
as people like to call it. The Riven traders, that, very cliquey exclusive group of, I guess, big traders that, work with the Riven market.
I just get lucky and people let me borrow their Rivens.
Oh, Kuva Fortress. Oh, here, I'll put on Limbo.
I got Necris.
Okay.
I'm just gonna stay Trinity because I'm bad. And at least with Trinity, since I don't have 2 monitors, I don't have to worry about probably dying as I switch tabs to look at the interview questions.
Okay. Should be good to go.
Alright. Mind sharing that link in the chat? Logan, do you have the Riven episode uploaded to YouTube?
Yes.
I sure do. I also here. Let me grab it for you.
Since you have 2 monitors, you should link it.
Yep. I was actually up doing some playing around with the YouTube channel right now. Anyways, here I'm gonna link it in the chat. I'm Meme Man, or it's gonna be the only link in the chat, but that is with our.
Link in the chat.
Just spam it.
Don't spam it. Don't encourage bad behavior.
But yeah, we got some great interviews. We got interview with Ludens, we got an interview with Zandy Pants, and interview with Cleocard, someone who got into the first public test cluster, which was cool. We talked about Railjack Revised before it released. That was our first interview we did.
The next one.
Yes, speaking of which, second test cluster closed at 12:15 Eastern today, so sometime today you should be getting a message in your inbox about getting a key to the second test cluster if you, did your count me in, I've completed an arbitration kind of cool thing. So, I wish you all the luck. Of course, it's random unless you got it previously and met the activity requirements, so good luck on that, you guys. Oh my god. Dex, Mara Chair, Umbra, Vandal, Wraith, Prime, the ultimate chair of all of them confined, Infinity Chair, but I think you're missing all the different stuff from
Oh my god, you need Vacor chair, you need Synoid chair, you need Rocta chair, Secura chair.
You're missing a few.
Hang on, I'm missing one. Sancti chair. I think that's it. Oh, Arbiter, Telos chair.
4 chair nations.
The chair nation.
And one day, the red nation.
No, Finny, you gotta get Toxin.
Just gonna Kuva check. Yeah, no, Toxin's the easiest to get.
Auto breach it.
That's just my opinion. Auto breach.
Auto breach it like it matters.
The best feeling, man.
Got a
As
speed.
predictable as expected, Grenier have shut down the environmental systems. Can we talk about how funny it is that they're shutting down the environmental systems, meaning that their own soldiers will still totally die?
They're killing their own men. They're relying on us to keep the airflow going.
Honestly.
It's
That's
like
the plot. I know.
If we fail it, they gotta run and quickly turn the air back on.
I know. You know what I've just realized?
Oh, I hate my
They're
cat.
doing this to save like money. They're saving credits.
They're not paying. They turn off the
They're
AC
not
for that.
paying for the bill. We're paying for it by slaughtering their men.
That's actually smart.
A few
Okay, let's
lives are
see.
needed. All right.
Zen is playing Ash Prime. So, it's Shinobi Ash.
Shinobi 2.
Yeah,
Electric
Shinobi 2.
Boogaloo. Which,
Okay.
if you had come from Zen stream, you would have indeed seen it.
It's still in early stages of testing. I've got a lot that could probably change.
But, hey, that's what doing an extended survival is for.
Alright, do we want to
That was the beta test.
Do we want to
start the questions?
I think we should. I mean,
Do you want to start, or do you want?
no, we're not gonna have any. You can start while I'm trying to get into the flow of the video game, because Warframe takes more. Of
Here,
my
I can
concentration.
actually do the questions this time since I'm limbo.
Okay, here, I'll start, and you will do 2 and 2, and you can. I'll start, Jason.
Okay.
Alrighty. So,
Hold on, I need to turn you up a little bit.
can do. I am working on a quiet mic, so I'll also try to raise my voice for this one.
Just scream.
Yeah,
No.
don't worry, I'll just yell.
You're audible now. I can hear you.
Zen
You're
has low
audible.
volume. Okay, I will
Alright.
turn Zen up a little bit. That should be better.
Alright, so we'll start with the easy one. How long have you been playing Warframe, and what are your hours in-game and on Steam?
That's a tough question because.
Okay, well, if you
Or
can't
let's
check it right now,
say like a start date or a roughly estimate
I will-
time.
I will say I started the day one from console release.
Really?
Ooh.
On console, I have no idea what my time played is. It's well over probably 6,000 hours.
Whew.
Oh, shit, gotcha. Yeah, I was seeing on your channel you play Xbox One.
Yes. Well, I play PC. Well, I'm playing
He-
PC right
he
now.
played
My
on
main
Xbox
PC
Yeah,
One.
yeah.
my main was an Xbox. Yeah.
Okay, sweet. I think that's
In
the same.
terms of playtime on this account, I mean, this is post ban account, so it's not been live very long. So
Gotcha,
mean, what?
gotcha.
that's pretty neat. So day one console release, but
It's pretty impressive.
seeing the game from then to now, I guess. What's it been like seeing, like, the game grow and change from like the very start?
So, in terms of development, I'd say, I think for a lot of veterans who remember pre Second Dream, would say the milestone was Second Dream, hands down. And when I started back in my day, Loki was my starter frame. I started with Loki. So when people get a bit confused with that a lot of the time, like, oh, which starter did you choose with?
Loki? What?
It's Pokemon. I started with Loki too when I first started playing back in 2014. I don't even think I finished leveling.
Very well.
Yeah, I know. I was
And-
I'm fixing the volume. It should be a little better.
But I'd say for the longest time, when I first tried Warframe, it was not a pleasurable experience. I was very hyped for it, and the fruition of it was like the customization was cool. I remember having Loki, and going, oh, this is going to be awesome, and then not knowing how to mod. There wasn't even that many mods. The movement system was completely different. Melee was different. Everything was different. It was so in its most bare, like, raw form. Coptering was a thing.
I hate
you know,
this.
so like
I hate how everyone else can go through the wall, but I can't.
Oh, I can never do that either. Pretty
It
sure
has to do with who hosts, I think.
Yeah. Oh, actually, no. It is here this time. Although it's changed. That's so
It's
interesting.
yeah, it happens whenever I host the games on the Kuva Fortress. I can't go through some of the places that others can go
Yes,
through.
same. What I'm finding interesting is the gap isn't actually the same gap as the. This is a larger gap now than what it used to be. Interesting.
Small side
You know.
track
Is
of the Kuva gap.
is Zen's volume any better, guys? Where I just started using voice meter, and I'm still trying to work everything out, get the levels fixed, and I had to rush here, so I couldn't really test everything that much.
Well, turning levels down for me specifically would be probably easier just doing that via Discord.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm doing. I'm tweaking your volume in Discord.
Ah, get you. Anywho, what was the question?
You were talking about how there were not very many mods and how you were a little like
Oh, so yeah,
disappointed
no.
with Warframe at the start.
The biggest reason I was disappointed was because I was low-key with no mods, no understanding of the game, and the big sort of wall I hit was when you died more than 3 times and it told you had to pay platinum to revive.
Oh god.
Oh, I remember
Is that
that.
a
Really?
thing?
Yeah, that was a
That used to
thing.
be a thing. That
That's
back in my day, you
Back
had to
in-
pay for
Damn.
revives.
Oh man, yeah.
That's awful.
It's hard to
Yes,
imagine
Oh,
it
you
was
want to
ever a thing.
revive? What was it, like 10 plat or something too?
It was like 5 to 10 plat. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly now.
That's
But it
literally
was
paid to
That's
play.
rude. That's actually.
it was really bad. And
That's
I
how
went,
the colleague is right
this
now.
isn't okay. I was like, this isn't okay. I'm not going to play this now. So I didn't. I stopped playing for quite some time. I think at the after a while, I remember I went back to it and I had the Pyrus Sandana. And I remember going, okay, I look like a snazzy Loki angel boy now. Like, this is cool. And then I was like, oh, the pay to win revives, forget about that. And then stopped again for quite some time. And I can't remember when exactly I picked it back up. But it was way before the second dream. And yeah, someone gave me a part to Frost Prime, and I made it my like dedication that I was gonna get Frost Prime, and found it out, and then that was me for the foreseeable like year and a half. I was just the defense frame in the void doing endless defense missions with Frost, and I didn't go over like MR8 for like I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months. I just didn't care. I was like, nope, Frost is my boy. I'm going to be Frost, and I'm going to use this weapon with Orthos Prime. I don't need anything else, and that's what I was. It's kind of funny when you think back at it, especially when you speak to a new player that's also like, oh yeah, I'm totally going to main this Warframe when I get it, and then yeah, you sort of have to giggle, I think, because maining a Warframe is good that you have a nice favorite to go back to, but I think you're missing the point of the game if you only play one frame. If you know what I mean.
Somebody's got to make one of those, like the Twitter memes where I am like male, female, Frost Prime looking for, like men and woman, a defense target to protect for 2 hours.
Zen, do you remember when abilities were mods?
Oh, Kuva Queen. If that is the Kuva Queen that is the Kuva Queen I know, perhaps it is. If it is, hello Kuva Queen. Very nice to see you.
Do we have a common friend of the show? Our Kuva Queen.
Our Kuva
favorite
Queen.
Kuva Queen.
Not sure if that is the Kuva Queen that I know from Lock and Load on Xbox.
Fuck.
Perhaps.
Ooh.
Perhaps it
I
is.
guess we'll
Perhaps
find
it
out.
isn't.
Kuva, would you like to identify yourself?
I doubt it.
The Kuva's the case
What
of
does
the
that mean?
Kuva's identity.
Just hearing lock and load, I was like, wait, what the heck? Okay.
Lock and
My
load
turn
of
to
the
ask
clan
a
I was
question,
in.
I think.
PC Mastery Serena.
Race.
Okay. How would you describe the type of content that you create for YouTube?
Theatrical.
Really? Cinematic.
Yeah. Everything starts with my process starts with a song. Usually, obviously, I have to have an idea like what frames I want to work on. If we're talking specifically about build videos, but in general, the process of my video production always starts with me finding a song that I want to use, whether it's I acquire the rights or I already have a licensing company doing it for me. But the emotion and the sort of vibe of the video tends to come from the song that I choose.
Interesting.
Pretty
Pretty
neat.
cool.
Oh,
I mean,
this
like-
build doesn't have rolling guard.
Nice. I mean, like, music in movies and in games and all that kind of stuff kind of, like, really set the tone for everything. You don't play a horror game and then, like, end up getting, like, default music for, like, YouTube vloggers.
Yeah, they don't play like wholesome background music to get you hyped up for the horror game.
Yeah.
Same as in Doom, they play fucking harsh
In
metal.
Doom, they
but
play Walking
sets-
on Sunshine.
Yeah, the music always sets the tone.
Gent.
It's like if
Bit
you've
of
seen
gent. Oh yeah.
a really interesting one is movie action scenes without music. It's usually like much.
That sounds
but it's
cursed.
usually yeah,
It's
it's like it's a little
cursed.
cursed.
The cursed quality.
Octavia makes Chains of Harrow quite interesting. Yeah, I can imagine it does.
Yeah, that
I don't know
Just
what that
like
that
all
word
star
is,
on your
but-
Mandicord, and then you're just trying to have a good time, and all you hear is just really bad chiptune all star while you're trying to learn about this kid who literally let himself, let himself get like consumed by the void in order to protect like the other Tenno, and it's like, oh yeah, this is fitting. Wonderful, wonderful.
so Zen, do you have anything else you want to talk about regarding your video making process? Because I know you.
Well, there's quite a bit that I mentioned to you previously. A lot of people ask me, do I need to have a degree in editing with certain software? And I'd have to just say that, I mean, until the Shinobi Ash video, my videos were predominantly made using a phone and a software, an app on the phone called Power Director, which you can get for a PC as well. But it's very dumbed down editing software.
Mhm.
And outside a bit of Photoshop, like stilled screenshots from that my my fiance would make for me because she's pretty good at Photoshop with the oil paint. Other than that, everything was edited all on a phone on my break times at my regular job, and somehow I did. I mean, it all started, I guess, popularity-wise. I would say was the first Wukong video I did, and I was pretty stoked that I'd found like a decent sort of process to make videos on my phone, and then the message from Tactical Potato, and he said, "Hey
Oh.
man, it's a great video. I've given you a feature on my channel, and we'll put the links to the description, along with Gas TTV." And I went from 500 subscribers to 2,000 overnight.
It's
I
awesome.
woke up and I was like, "Oh, holy shit! People like it."
That's pretty
and,
neat.
it just started to pour in and pour in, and ever since, I suppose, gradually over time, like I messaged Tactical Potato on Discord today, just telling him about a funny story about me purchasing some joysticks, dual joysticks on Amazon for to play Star Citizen, and they have a very unfortunate name, the Dual Thrustmasters 16,000X.
Yes.
And can you imagine an
Absolutely
Amazon
not.
man? Like they weren't fully wrapped. They were still in the box as they were.
Oh,
And
that's
there's just a
incredible.
black box that said Thrustmaster 16,000X, and then to not help that situation, underneath Thrustmaster 16,000X, it said passion, quality, innovation.
Oh my god!
Oh, could it be any better?
That's beautiful.
It's just like, and I was talking on Frozen Balls stream, and Tactical Potato dropped into the stream, and I remembered I was going to tell him, so I DM'd him on Discord. It was just like, yep, this happened the other day, and I could not look the delivery driver in the eye. He was just smirking at me as well. He made me sign for it.
Oh
with
my
a
God,
massive smirk on
really?
his face. I should have just gone. They're both for me.
You should have. You should
You
have.
should, yeah, you should have big man that one.
doubled down on the joke.
Double down.
On that dude.
No shame in comedy.
You should have offered him one.
Why is the slogan for Thrustmaster passion, quality, innovation? Why passion?
Because they're
Why?
passionate about their pride. I don't know.
Makes it sound
Yeah,
so
I'm sure
wrong.
they're real passionate.
Behind innovation.
They're innovating the
What more
Thrustmaster
innovation do
scene.
you need? What more innovation do you
Smoothest
need?
ride.
They gotta set the
Yeah,
mood.
well, it's
God.
he found it funny anyway, but
I
what
find
was I
it
saying
funny.
before? Yeah, my advice to anyone, because I get asked quite a lot
Don't
about
buy
editing and stuff.
Thrustmaster.
Yeah, no, they're great joysticks actually. If you can find them cheap enough, you'll never have a better time. But
That's enough.
Thrustmaster 69? And they were on Adam and Eve, right?
for him and now for her.
That. Oh my god.
Anyway, what was I saying?
I feel like Rebecca is sitting listening to Steve and everybody else on the couch make shit jokes and just trying to move the conversation forward. It never works.
Yeah,
It'll
the
never
damage
work.
control.
Damage control. Oh god.
But no, I'm only self-taught from Premiere Pro for about 6 months now. I don't know how long I've had my beast of a rig, but you don't need hyper editing software. You don't need masses of degrees of knowledge. I've never done an ounce of an editing course or anything. I've learnt myself via YouTube videos and helpful hints and tips from people like Ludens, and I've grown drastically in quality in the last 6 months. It's really humbling, like, to look back at videos that I'd done less than a year ago and then like see how much personal growth I've made is kind of nice. It kind of keeps me going, despite getting frustrated and taking breaks from it. And I think the reason it takes me so long to make a video is that I definitely chase the perfection of a magic carrot. You know, you just constantly chasing it
Yeah,
to
I
try
know
and
that
make
feeling.
the video better, and end up just falling out of love with stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I guess in the end, all you really need is like the drive to keep doing it in a little bit of time.
I'd say the biggest boundaries anyone can make doing absolutely anything is your own what's the word, negligence, your own
Ambition?
insecurities.
Oh, okay.
It's your own insecurities of going, oh, that's too hard. I'll never be able to understand that. Oh, like making mountains out of molehills. Like, I get people asking me questions on, like, oh, I really need help. I've got this endurance footage and I've got 9 hours of it. I've no idea where to start. It's like, okay, well, if you're going to make a video, you're not going to need 9 hours of footage. No one's going to watch a 9-hour video. You need to condense down the clips that you want into bite-sized pieces. Usually 10 seconds long is more than enough of one particular shot before it's going to get old and your audience is going to want to see something else. Yeah, I don't know. I think you can just make mountains out of molehills, trying to think that you need to do a load of stuff when realistically you just need to figure out a format and a niche. I think when it comes to content creating,
Mm-hmm.
bit different with streaming, of course, but definitely on editing wise.
Yeah, I hear people,
So-
you know, or I've heard suggestions from some of my other friends who do a little bit of streaming, and they're like, yeah, you should make highlights, and I just, it's a little scary to try to make the highlights for our kind of content. It doesn't, because it's not like a normal stream, you know, it's just a lot of discussion and different topics that we talk about.
My
It-
advice to you on that one would be to have keynotes in the video, where you ask a question, and if you were to edit that each question that you ask, you pull up on the screen in text. You ask the question, then you condense the answer as much as possible to make it as digestible as possible. Because I guess it depends on your guest and how much they rant. I waffle quite a bit. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I will.
Life
I'll
advice.
take a look at that.
Life advice was Zen. Don't let your insecurities get in the way. Use it for everything.
It's just good advice to have.
I think it's something like you see on the back of a Christmas cracker or
Christmas
like a
cracker.
fortune cookie. I don't know, but yeah, honestly, I do genuinely think people make too many excuses of why they're not doing something they want to do rather than just doing it. But
I'm
Shia
guilty
LaBeouf,
of that.
Just do it. Just do it.
do it.
It's true. Honestly, it's so true. Like, look at stuff like the mag video. Like, I've had a mag video ready to go. Like, I know exactly what I was gonna do for a mag video for quite some time. Yeah, I had a limitation set where I obviously got banned and had to regrind an account to get to a standard where I could actually make the build again. But when it comes down to it, like I've been sat on being able to do this mag build for weeks and weeks, months, a month and a half maybe, and I could have kicked it out at any point. The only reason I didn't is because of burnout and my own limitations of going, oh, I've got this to do and this to do. Realistically, I could have way kicked it out in a couple of days. It's just about self-control overall.
Yeah.
Cool.
A couple questions in the chat. Do we have any particular strategy for this endurance run, like a team synergy or something? I am low duration Trinity, so if we ever run out of energy, we won't. Plot twist. I just provide endless amounts. That's it. I'm just bad at endurance. I
Yeah.
don't think we really have a synergy. Jason's
There is.
limbo.
I'm limbo.
There is actually a method to the madness. You have Necros for life support, Limbo for defense targets, and a place to fall back. There are no nullifiers. Therefore,
Yeah, it's so nice. I could have gone with a bigger bubble.
When the Necros and the Trinity start to fall off in survivability, they can retreat to the bubble. Ash can remove the armor of the Kuva Guardians, making them very easy to kill even at level 9,999, meaning we have no real issues from any front whatsoever with this setup.
Yeah,
Just
just all around a good team.
just pulled that out of thin air. I
I don't know. I would have said the same thing. It's common sense, really.
It's almost an optimal team. The only thing I would change is the Trinity for a Banshee. But that's my
don't
favorite.
actually own Banshee. I was sitting in the tunnel lab today trying to get colors for the dojo,
Hold
and I'm
on.
like,
Let me just
I
write
could
that
probably
down.
get a
Let me just write that down. Get Becky Banshee.
Oh no!
No, I can do it.
It's
just
Harrow
fine.
all over again.
Okay, side story. I am stubborn, and I want to. I know a lot of people don't think like farming stuff is content, and I understand why. But I feel an immense amount of pride when I have farmed something really difficult to get a frame I've been wanting to get, and then I can like rub it in Jason's face that I farmed for it. And
Yeah,
he
because
bought it.
I bought it. I bought Harrow because I did not want to do the defection grind. I had done it with my brother for a while, and he never got the neuroptics to drop, or whatever the piece is. I think it's neuroptics.
That's the
Systems.
difference between
Systems and systems.
someone who plays games for a time sink and someone who plays it making content, I don't have time to do all that shit. Not now, anyway. I have farmed on Xbox, like I have farmed on Switch, I have farmed on PC twice now. So I am I'm done. I'm done with the whole grind. Like to reduce as much grind as possible is where I'm at right now.
Understandable.
Like all
But,
your fish sugar daddies.
Oh, speaking of fish sugar daddies, I need more fish.
Yes, I can give you.
Any
I
fish,
have
fish daddies?
I have a bunch of Norgs, so you can have my Norgs.
Gosh. But to finish the story up, Jason, I have a friend that we were gonna do defection with. I got the neuroptics from the spy. Of course, I had the rarest piece in the game, the Harrow chassis. So I just needed the system.
I actually like defection.
I wasn't having a bad time with it. It was fine. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, the Red Veil shows up, and they like knock down a good chunk of our targets.
I genuinely like defection as a game mode.
That's fair, because I genuinely like disruption, and I actually like infested salvage.
Disruption, I would enjoy disruption if the spawns were consistent.
You got the short end of the stick, man. Spawns ramp up. I don't know why you had
We
low
did like
spawns.
an hour and a half disruption, and I was bored shitless.
Where was the
I had nothing,
what map?
I had nothing to kill. We've done them on Vancouver. I've done them on the Moon. Done them on both of those, and I was bored shitless on both.
I'm surprised, because I usually have just a steady flow of enemies.
But what happened, since Jason keeps cutting off my story?
I'm sorry.
But I'm kidding.
I'm bad at
But
that,
what
I know.
happened was we're with a friend, and he's eventually like, "That's it, no more defection." And we all leave, and I'm like, I guess I'll be farming it alone from now on. And then I check my inbox, and I have Harrow there, and now I can't say I farmed for every Warframe. And it kind of crushes me a little inside. Just a little.
Not accepted it.
I could. That would be so rude, though, because like it was like 225 plat or something. I'd feel bad. I feel like really bad.
Real
Question in the chat.
Yeah.
So why was Zen banned? We were actually going to ask this later in our interview, but since it's brought up now, what happened with that, Zen? If you're okay with like.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or is that more of a personal thing?
It's literally a command in my Twitch, so
Yeah, I know.
I don't have any problem talking about it. I applied for Warframe partner for like the second time. At the suggestion of DE, it was actually the Warframe chat directory in Twitch said, "Hey Zen, why aren't you a partner?" So I was like, okay. Liam's like really pushed me to apply, so I was like, okay, I guess I'll apply. I hadn't any intention of reapplying at any point really. So I did, and went silent for a month, and then all of a sudden, after doing an endurance, it's actually doing the mag footage. Doing the Banshee footage the day after the mag 10k video. I logged on, and prior I was trade banned because of the mag run. And then I tried to log back on to make the Banshee video, and said I was banned till 2035 with no reason why. So I naturally thought it was because of the trade ban, because of the endurance. So I messaged Taylor, messaged Tactical Potato, and was like, "Hey man, can you ask Reb or any of the people, like, what the hell is this, like a trade ban thing? Is this what's going on?" Assuming it was just that, because I haven't done anything malicious at all. But the short answer is, when Fortuna came out and I was just Xbox, I had access to my friend's account because I wanted to try Fortuna preemptively. The idea was to make a video on it before it came out, because obviously console get things like a month and a half to 2 months later, and I wanted to possibly do a video on it as first impressions. So I played his account for a bit, and he ended up getting his account into negative platinum.
Oh, it was okay.
But before this, I bought him a Chroma Prime access to say thank you for letting me use his account, then got banned. And then they thought that was my account because my credit information was there from purchasing it on Steam. And then I had a whole big thing where I had to, you know, try and basically prove that it wasn't my account. It's, you know, because they wanted me to pay off this massive platinum debt that was on there, and I was like, well, I've spent plenty of platinum. Like, I'm not shy of spending platinum. If I had a debt, I would pay it, but it's not my debt to pay. But there's still, the fact is, I had access to an account that wasn't my own. Account sharing is not allowed in any shape or form. If you know the person, it does not matter. Still breaching terms of service. It's silly. I didn't know about the rule. Didn't respect the rule, I suppose. So I got banned. But it hasn't. The only thing it affected me really is it stunted me being able to do the builds that I wanted to do as quick as I wanted to do them. But what it has opened up is a hell of a load of support from the community, which has been actually kind of overwhelming. Like, there's so many wonderful people that have helped me get so far so quickly. And it's given me a chance to at least replay through old content and sort of get a new perspective on the game. It's kind of cool, I suppose. I think turning a frown upside down is basically the keynote of what I'm getting at, really. It's not the end of the world. I don't fault DE for following their own rules, despite it basically stunting me being a partner and putting me in bad stead with DE. But at least they allowed me to make another account and continue playing the game and supporting the community.
Awesome. Alright.
I still don't understand how you can get like banned for just like trade banned for being too good.
Wait, you don't get that you can be banned from the game for being too good at it? Come on.
No,
That's
I'm
common
not
sense.
too good at the game, I guess.
It's not for being too good. It's not for being too high on the leaderboards. It's to do with drops, specifically relics.
Is it relics or Kuva? Because I thought Kuva's one of them too.
You're in one mission for over X amount of time. Usually, I think we've got an estimate of about 6 hours. Anything over 6 hours, if it's a relic run, or anything with a certain loot table, it will be auto flagged. No one is banning you. There's no some guy sat in a matrix chair with 25 monitors watching people going, he's too goddamn good at the game. Ban him. That's not what's going on.
Get him out of here.
Can someone flip that for me, please?
Oh no, I'm going back in the VOD, and that's my new that's our subscriber or follower notification. He's too damn good at the game. Ban him.
Oh god.
I think that would work fine.
But
Okay.
yeah, no, it's loot, so it flags you because you have gained an obscene amount of relics in one single mission. So it's like flags you for wait a minute, you've done one mission and you've got 155 prime parts. You know what I mean? It's like, oh shit.
You're playing our game for a long time, and you got parts for it? Absolutely not. You cannot trade. Go away.
I definitely would like it being addressed. I think it is a consistent issue. I understand why auto flaggings get there, but then it begs to differ. Like a big part of my channel is endurance runs, and I don't well, it's something I kind of want to talk about in my own time a little bit about why I do endurance runs or why anyone does endurance runs. But yeah, I think it just needs changing. I've thought about messaging Taylor. I messaged Taylor today in regards to adaptive exposure leaving the game.
Yeah.
What's adaptive? Oh, is that the? My brain's small.
Adaptive exposure is a setting in display settings which changes the exposure of the game. Funnily enough, but, exposure is bright, a sort of adaptive brightness.
How much light gets into your quote-unquote camera is what exposure would be. So
Yes.
it's the same thing with the game.
the reason I'm a little bit gutted that they've removed it is a big part of how I get my capture to look how it does
Mhm.
is by turning that setting off, and now there's no opt out of it. It's just on at all time.
Yeah, I
Okay.
saw that, and even my so I saw you start when you were doing your capture shots, either for like the contest or getting the mag, or I think it was mag footage in the Fortuna lab. Uh, I saw you turn adaptive exposure off, and I was like, oh wow, these shots look a whole lot better now.
Yep.
So yeah,
Yeah, now
it
that's not a
sucks we
thing.
can't do that
So
anymore.
now it's gonna have to be. I'm gonna have to do it all in post now. Post
Mhm.
being in editing software, which isn't too much of an issue. It's just like it's nice and easy when you don't have to when you don't have to edit too much in post because you get a better vision when you're recording then of what it's going to be like. So it's easier to imagine
Mhm.
the end product as you're recording it, which I always think is it's just a good rule in general. It's why practical sets in films work better than green screens do.
Okay. Question from the chat from Finney. Where did he ask it? The question for Zen: how did you get into endurance running?
So for those that are quite new to the game,
Little baby Warframe
retrospect,
players.
it's not even that new. Even people I would class as now veterans would still. Ooh, Hoover Guardian. Hang on. There he is. Beating these guys up. Give me your lunch money, you bitch.
Oh my god.
Get lunch money.
We do not permit bullying on this platform. I'm sorry. You're
Oh,
gonna
no.
get us banned, and we just got affiliate.
No, he's fine.
Well, he's dead anyway. So
It's fine. It's fine.
endurance runs was all we had when the game came out. Once Prime was an actual proper thing in general, farming like tower keys, you got a rare key that had the loot table for the thing that you wanted, but you only had one key, meaning you had to make the most of it. So you would want to go hours upon hours to be able to get everything relentless bully. God damn it, Finny. Yeah, you had to though. You had to make the most out of stuff. You used to just sit God with old Bladestorm Ash. Tier 3, tier 4 survivals. It was beautiful.
Wonderful.
Bladestorm Ash, freaking Radial Javelin, Excal.
Yeah. Well,
But-
everything, like just using everything like to try and really push your builds, because you know that like making money, this is before Rivens were a thing, before Arcanes really were a proper thing. And your main source of platinum, people would still argue, still is prime parts.
Yeah.
And it was much rarer. Like you're talking Frost Prime and Ember Prime were 3,000 platinum.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a difference to now. 100
Yep.
flat.
But
Yep,
since
because the
tower
the
keys
tower
don't really-
keys disappeared.
Yeah, they disappear now. So what made it stick with you then? Like you don't have to. I guess you don't have to do these like massive endurance runs anymore because it's not like the only thing you've got going, and the
Yeah.
game's kind of, as said by like a lot of different people, it's just kind of easy in a sense.
Absolutely. So that's the next point.
So,
It's the
Yeah.
it's the feeling of being all dressed up with nowhere to go. So I'm gonna party in my room instead, I suppose, is the analogy I'm gonna use. You've got all this gear and nothing that warrants, nothing worthy of the kill. Like everything is just so goddamn easy. What are you all dressed up for? Why have you got all these mods? There's no reason for you to have them, unless you wanted to really try and push your builds in certain ways. I guess you could argue there are things like you make a speed nova because you want to farm defense missions as quick as possible to get them over with. But when it comes down to damage and all of that, it's just I don't sit there week after week doing 9-hour endurance runs. I do them when I have an idea that I really want to see how far it can go. Even before I did any kind of content, before I did any kind of YouTube or even had the idea to do it, my idea with fun was to try and make a build that wasn't just a meta build made by a YouTuber, and find an interesting way to play and have fun, but push it to its limits to go, yep, I can do that with this. Awesome, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You can certainly do a lot with anything you're presented.
I want to
from
say
what
that's
we've
like
seen.
I want to say that's exactly like how me and Jason put it. It's just like, and this was like the topic of hard mode as well, where it's like the game doesn't have it's not a struggle to play. So it's like when you actually get a chance to like fight hard enemies and
It's like,
to
oh.
actively use all your weapons and abilities, it's like, oh yes, finally. It's the
It's
old
like-
once you get 2 hours in and you switch from using your feet to your hands.
Yeah,
I guess I'm
yeah,
gonna start
absolutely.
playing with my right hand now.
Like, I
I
guess
think
I got my blindfold.
I'd like to grab you guys in to do, when I have more time when I'm not working, to do an actual intense run, but I don't want to use any invisibility frames. I want to try something like for a medic build that I want to run, where the intention of the build is that you don't. It doesn't matter if anyone goes down; they will get straight back up again. Like no matter what, like your main job is to make sure that that person isn't down on the ground. If they get hit, like more than 3 seconds, they'll be back up already. There is a way to do it, but I want to do it with three people that maybe not as
Aren't, you
intuitive
know,
with
yeah,
shield
yeah,
gating.
no, I get that.
Like I want to do it with people that are like just with, but I'm going to make them have no health mods. I want them to just try and DPS and play the game and let me keep them alive.
And it's then
but,
just low-key bullies us in chat.
Don't worry, I've already acknowledged that I have smooth brain. You don't need to rub it in.
Smooth.
my brain is smooth.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, 'cause it
I
gets,
would love to
gets
do
to
that.
a point in endurance where, like, especially before shield gating was a thing. Like you didn't rock with a banshee 9-hour run. Like that's not something that you would do because unless you were like literally camping in a room, which I detest that. If you're an endurance player that sits in a room, like hiding, like trying to just choke point stuff, then stop doing endurance runs. That's not a true test of your build. You sat in a room doing nothing but.
Yeah,
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, if I'm doing something by myself, I'm not confident in my ability to stay alive in this game. So
Becky, what did I tell you? You're your own worst
I
enemy.
don't want to.
Ooh.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I understand that literally if I just don't whine about it and just go try anyway, like what's the worst that can happen? I die. Oh well, it's a video game.
If
Just
you're
gotta
not
keep
convinced
trying.
yourself, you'll never convince others. I suppose is.
Oh no.
I mean,
I just don't run
Okay.
around because I recall Jason often telling me whenever we play like multiplayer that people who split spawns make him want to die.
Oh
So I
my
just...
god. Splitting spawns is as bad as it's as bad as a big bubble limbo on Hydron. It's as bad as a big bubble frost on Hydron. It's as bad as a wisp using shock motes on Hydron. It's just bad. I can't
So,
stand a wisp who uses shock motes on defense missions. Mobile defense is
I
fine,
guess
but like
you
if it's a
guys-
static defense, that just slows down their mission entirely.
In case you guys can't tell, Jason's a Wisp main. There's only one real reason why he mains Wisp.
It's because of her incredible synergies with her kit, except for it's a little wonky to use, but you know, it has interactions
That's a
with
really
the
funny
build.
way to
Yeah,
face
he-
his gigantic ass.
Okay, you know what?
Yeah, no, yeah, guys, he really likes her ass.
Okay, real quick, we got a a couple follows. I just want to give them shout outs. Cow. Oh my, you know what? CAOIMHE23 has followed. Coop,
man.
Special K, Matt Loki, you, and Portal Puma. Thank you guys so much for the follows. It means a lot to us.
Nice ball.
Question from
Very much appreciated.
Orican. Will we see a disruption endurance run from you, Zen? Is who I
Absolutely.
assume you're talking to.
If I can find a good map where I'm not bored shitless.
Have you tried the one on
the
Mars?
main reason I don't is the spawns. It's just the spawns that just.
I getcha. I don't know. I've never had too much issue with disruption, but then again,
Yeah, I just don't like.
I don't struggle with it. It's an
Waiting
absolute
for it.
breeze. It's just boring because the spawns. Whenever I've played it, are just really weak. Everything's dead, and then nothing spawns for like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's the 6 enemies. We'll kill them, and then again.
and then they're gone.
Hopefully it's changed. Hopefully it has changed.
I don't know. I have a pretty good time with it.
Okay.
Since you were talking about YouTube on we have a nice little cute questions list we wrote. So what would you say your average work day as a content creator? Because like, of course, there's like your like real person job. I'd say trying not to. Can't think of a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But also job.
What are the
But then, like,
celebrity things that they do? A day in the life of insert celebrity. Let's do a day in the life of Relentless Zen.
A day in the life of Relentless Zen. Well, it's wake up, or either walk the dog, or the missus walks the dog, and weekend. But apart from that, it depends really. During the week, I'm up really early, either commuting to work or at the moment working from home, and then it's go time, professionalism on the phone, dealing with accidents and stuff, and then literally as soon as I get home, it's usually walk the dog and then straight back into either editing a video or recording a video or streaming. I need to put more time into actually bettering my stream, like new overlays and stuff.
Oh, I really
making
like
sure
your
all the new
simplistic
emotes.
overlay.
Yeah, it's a prepaid one. It's not my own, so like I
Oh.
want to have a unique one.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
We need one of those.
Okay, you know what? I worked
Channel points, yes, Finny. Channel points.
very
Apologies, Finny.
hard on
Oh yeah.
the overlay.
We should do it with channel points. Give like individual kisses. If you
One
get
for
1,000
Kanzu.
points, if you get 1,000 points in the channel, I'll message you a really sweet message thanking you for joining us.
Yeah.
That's gotta be the only tier.
I don't even know what to do for channel
Unless you,
points.
I was
Maybe we can
thinking
make a game out of it, like start giving modifiers. Like you can only use a Lado kind of thing for the next thing you do.
I'd rather
I was
drown.
thinking, I think it was either Fox or LP. I forget. Someone in our chat we were saying that we were talking about the Warframe drinking game. I was
Oh
saying if
yeah.
we were to do a drinking stream, we should definitely have like chat
Yeah.
modifiers.
That's very unfair because I can't take part in the drinking stream.
Wow.
Have any of you watched me when I drink on stream?
No, I think I missed the when you were drinking.
My pre-birthday drinking stream. Oof, oh boy. 25, over 25 shots.
Oh, that's a
that.
party.
Live on stream.
Oh man, I'm a lightweight, so
Jason's
I'd be
such
gone.
A lightweight.
I'd be gone.
Such a lightweight.
What's it?
But
Monk
yeah.
TOS things.
It'd be great. We'll just all do a drinking stream, except I won't be drinking.
Becky
That
will
means
be-
it won't be fun for me at all.
That's a big part of my day, by the way. Actually, I forgot to mention. Just
Drinking?
going about your question. No, not drinking. basically I spend most of my time hunting for the next track to use. Contacting artists, asking for permission, getting copyright licenses. I spend a huge chunk of my time watching YouTube playlists for like independent like producers and stuff. Because it's easy to find than going onto Spotify, where that's just a load of paid artists that are not going to even email you back because they have a whole big publisher team or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't ask, you don't get though. Like so a lot of the
Yeah.
time, you have to email.
Help
Like
out
there's some
there.
quite big producers I've actually emailed and actually they've got back to me, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's how it felt when
Lon
I
being one of them.
got in contact with you and Sandy.
Yeah, you gotta put yourself out there. It's the only way to, get something that you want. If you just sit around and wait for it to come to you, it's not gonna happen.
That's what we're
Like,
saying.
I don't think
Gotta
we
push
could
our
have
luck.
sat around and waited. Like, yeah, eventually Zen's just gonna reach out to us, and that's how it's gonna go. No.
All right, so guys, next week we're actually gonna have D.E. Scott on our podcast.
Oh my god,
gonna-
no.
I'm gonna message him right
For
now,
sure.
and he's gonna be like, "Yeah,
We
guys,
can't just
definitely."
falsely advertise that.
No, I'm
Simp of
gonna-
Man, thank you for
no.
the follow and thanks for stopping by. It was great to have you.
You would make an
Oh, see you later, Sin.
excellent Cephalon
Big
tenant.
love. Big love.
See you later, simp of men.
Simp of Men.
That is a very.
It used to
good
be
name.
called Sin of Men.
I
you
can-
changed it to-
Yeah.
It's a change. Going with the times.
Real simp.
Let's
hours.
see. Thank you so much, Woven Frost, for the follow. Great to have you here. We are, for anyone who's joining recently, we are just interviewing the lovely Relentless Zen.
Ah, shucks.
Shucks is that word I
Um,
haven't heard in 30 million years. Okay, they just all
Speaking
exploded.
of,
See, I told you, they're all just gonna explode.
should
I wish I could
we...
just explode and drop loot.
Next question?
Yeah,
Where were we
I
at?
think it's about favorites.
Alright, who are your favorite frames for endurance, normal play, or, fashion? Or I guess one of each, or if you have any favorite frames.
Yeah.
I'd say whenever I get asked this question, I quantify it differently rather than just going to my go-to frames, but more of a case of if I was to recommend someone 5 Warframes, it wouldn't be all for the same reason. It would be 5 essential frames I think everyone should have in order to be able to complete the game, quote unquote, efficiently, while also still having a lot of fun. It would probably be
Oh,
in no
crap.
particular order. Probably be Loki, Nova. I want to say Mag, but
Jason, no
I don't think I
Gwen.
can. I don't think I can say Mag. Saren. I don't know. It's not your question, but like I'd say that I have five go-tos that I would definitely recommend everyone to get. Saren, Mag, Loki, maybe Mesa. Did I say Nova already? Yeah, I did. Is that 5? Loki, Mag, Saren, Nova, Mesa. Yeah. I think you can do
Yeah,
most of the context
that's
with it. Actually, there's no idle on frame there. Maybe I have to reconsider.
Oh, come on, you can do Eidolon with anything.
Yeah, it's true. But in terms of endurance, if I was going to go with my top 3, Banshee would be my top. Not only is she really good for if you're playing endurance with, say, viewers, then maybe don't have I don't want to say understanding, but like they've never gone more than like an hour or 2, so they don't really know how far their weapons and stuff go and what if they've got a good loadout. So Banshee's a good one because it doesn't matter what anyone else brings, they're gonna kill things because Banshee's ridiculous when it comes to damage buffing. She takes top spot for me. But also playing
Oh,
her
God.
effectively she's very engaging. Like if you look away from the screen for a moment, you could be dead. Like you don't stop. If you stop, you die essentially. Which I like that about her. She's just relentless, for lack of a better word.
Boo.
It's true. You have to be relentless with her. If you stop, you will literally die. Second would be Loki though. I'd say people always like scoff at Loki. I think a lot of the time. Maybe I'm a bit biased because he was my first, but I just think that his stealth, his decoy, irradiating disarm is very good for interception endurance. If you outside of irradiating disarm, just normal disarm, the ability itself is probably one of the most underrated Warframe abilities in the game. I think that will single-handedly funnel enemies to run at you rather than shooting your defense target or your team. It's permanent. That's a permanent effect. Like they don't just go and pick up a gun again. They run around with a fucking spatula, which is awesome.
My favorite is watching the MOAs actually just try and kick you.
Yeah, yeah. But it's a very underrated ability. I think people really do underestimate Loki because he doesn't do any damage. But Savior Decoy is really useful. His stealth is incredible, and that CC is highly important in endurance runs, especially before shield gating. It was the best way to keep a team alive outside of Octavia, which I just thought at that point it's a bit cheese. That's actually probably my least favorite Warframe outside of
Octavia?
some of the gimmicky ones. So I like the idea of Octavia. I think she is a very strong Warframe, but I feel like there is absolutely nothing you need to do in terms of other than press
No,
the
she's
the
very
abilities.
brain dead.
Press the ability.
She
Just
plays herself essentially. You could have a macro setup and walk away from your computer. Like
Yeah,
quite
you
easily.
honestly could. That's kind of, I never thought about that. I should try that. No, I'm just kidding.
That's some right there. Verdict and cheese and yeah, it's true.
Third one would probably be Mag. Yeah.
Damn it.
That's pretty neat.
Becky, I
Banshee,
haven't
Loki,
been
Mag. That's my top 3 for endurance.
I haven't been using the interview screen. Dang it.
True. That is true.
The entire time I haven't been using it. I feel bad.
Brain. Everyone type L in the chat for Jason.
Oof.
We need an hour 15 in.
Only, yeah.
But
Don't
Ivara
worry.
can also tease endurance. Yeah, that's a good point, Wolven.
It was going to be worse because he had the title of the stream, like episode 10 interview with Relentless Zen, right? But he spelled like relentless as like
It was
Relentless.
RELENETLES. I spelled relentless wrong, essentially.
So, you know, honestly, it could have been a worse mistake. Could have been worse. But you didn't answer if you have a favorite frame to fashion with. If you don't, that's cool, but like...
I think I'd have to say just it's not. I don't particularly.
Okay, if you don't
I
have
enjoy fashion framing.
Mhm.
With Ash, I think I'm most proud of my Ash fashion frame because I have had countless of people, hundreds of people, tell me that it's the nicest Ash they've ever seen, and you now and again someone will go, "Hey man, that's a cool thing. That's cool. You look cool." But like to have hundreds upon hundreds of people, like just either in game, not even on the videos or anything, just go, "That is the coolest Ash I've seen." And like, I don't know, like it was one of the main videos that really again bolstered the channel, one of those milestones. So I'd have to say I'm most proud of that. Similar to how Ludens would probably say his mag fashion is
Interstellar Mag, yeah.
Yeah. I would say the Shinobi Ash is the Interstellar Mag for me. But in terms of who do I enjoy fashion framing the most?
I guess that having Ash is a pretty good answer. Like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
like playing around with Makora because I think the colors look nice on her. And
Cora's nice, but I don't like any of her helmets.
Mm-hmm.
you don't like any.
Yep.
They're not nasty, but they're not great either. None of them speak to me. You
Yeah,
know.
I'm saying for core, they just could have done better. Even, yeah. None of them really jump out at me like some other frames have some that are just like beautiful compared to their original.
Go be a Tenogen artist then and make your own. Do it. You won't.
Maybe I will.
I'm still waiting for the day that we get a Mesa skin that actually has just like a full-on like duster, like a big long jacket. I know like the chaps sort of the prime.
Yeah,
kind of has,
they
like, this, like,
try to do the
hybrid
primer with the.
chaps.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's more like weird chaps than an actual duster. I'm talking like a full-on, like you know how like Wisp has a coat. You know what I mean? Or like
Mhm.
Yeah.
Frost has got a coat. Like I want like a full-on duster and a big like epic fedora. Like where is that skin? Why is that not a thing?
Fedora Mace.
Modification successful.
We got Hunter Mesa. We need Baller Mesa. Baller Mesa? No.
Was
Or
I,
Cat Mesa. Bruh.
I had
Just
something on
imagine.
the top of my head. Okay, right. So if you don't like really have like a favorite frame to fashion, do you have a favorite way to fashion? Like do you have a set theme that you like to fashion towards?
I think you know the answer to that one.
Okay,
I will
but
answer it
you
for the
know, come
stream.
on.
I wholeheartedly hate highly saturated colors. It's not that I don't hate it. So I'm going to answer your question by quantifying how I see fashion in general from other people and myself. I think you have. I always struggle to quantify into different categories as less as possible, but I'm going to say 4 to start with. I think you have the memers, right? You have the pink rhinos, Finny. You have the memers. You have the memers, the pink rhinos, the hentai hydroids, whatever. You have them. They're there. They're there. You have the Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Is it Taters?
McDonald
Taters
operator.
Ronald McDonald operator and stuff. You have that. That's the meme. I could call that meme fashion.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Like guidance fashion
side
under
note
that.
to that, you then have identity
Cosplay.
fashion. So no, well, kind of, actually that's the other side note. I was gonna say that's the better side note. Cosplay, yeah, next would be like Spider-Man, Excal, or I don't Nidus, Venom, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like there's plenty you can do. The common one I see is Flash Vault because it's so obvious.
Commencing Kuba.
But sorry, all Flash Vault maidens. But I've done it before. But
I was gonna say I think the Doomslayer Rhino is the most overplayed. Was at least.
Oh,
from what
yeah.
I've read.
yeah, that's
Everyone
a
had a
common
green.
one. That's a common one for sure. The next category I would class is identity fashion, and identity fashion is like, say, do you remember Noob Showtech, perchance?
Ooh, I never watched his videos.
Okay, well, he always had this like teal, turquoisey green color mixed with like a neon, like cyberpunk purpley pink, and black under overlay. Obviously, like his Warframe's black with like teal highlights and then like pink energy and maybe accent or whatever. And you could definitely tell that was Noob Showtech. You know, every time he put on a video, even if you watched it halfway through, you'd know it was Noob Showtech. Or like, there's quite a few others like that have got their own identity, like colorings. Like I used to just rock black and orange all the time, and that was good for me. You know, like if you have like certain presets, like I'd have a black and orange preset, and then I'd have like an individual fashion frame. But I'd also have like maybe clan colors. You know what clan you're in. I've been in clans where it was been pink, purple, and yellow or gold or whatever, and that would be like another preset on like every Warframe I had. but I grew out of identity fashion in that way, and sort of stemmed more into, to answer your actual question in entirety. I moved on to more of a rustic, like if you were to encounter a Warframe in real life, what would it look like?
So we'll now harvest
Um,
Kuba.
and could it be believable? Like I kind of like that sort of. It's still obviously futuristic. I mean, the game's about space ninjas, and there's still artistic sort of license to throw in a bit of flair in there. But overall, it's dark, rustic theme, desaturated colors that I prefer more than anything.
Hmm.
Nice. I
I
don't
think
know.
I wholeheartedly agree with that one.
Okay. 90% of your Warframes are red and black. Change my mind.
Oh,
No, 90% of my frames are black with gold trim.
true.
Yeah. Sorry.
The other
Sorry.
10% are black with gold trim and red accents.
I was like that
Sorry.
too. I did a lot of identity frame. I was always like a maroon, like a darkish maroon color. Then I started branching out a little bit more.
I use a lot of blues and purples. That's just because those are my favorite color. And then like occasionally I'd be like, you know what? This screen's gonna look good, and you can't change my mind. Leave me alone.
Kuba from that capsule.
That's
I
true.
think one of my biggest pet peeves with fashion frame, outside of unicorn poop frames,
The more successful
Oh my god.
Hey, don't insult
Crayola frame.
Crayola frame.
Crayola frame.
I can't wait for a
Yeah,
Crayola
Crayola
frame
frame.
capture a contest.
like the main pet peeve I have is when people overdo attachments. Dahlia,
will now harvest
when they have like a really beautiful Tenogen skin. Luden's mag is the perfect example of that. It's literally a
So
skin and a
simplistic.
helmet. It's so simple, but the Grax skins in particular have a lot of really high detail, even really up close in Captura, that you can see the grain and the like grooves of leather, cracks of leather in the skin, and that's something that you lose when you blast an ephemera with regalia and loads of attachments that don't sit very well on a Warframe, and then you put a Sindana, like a massive cape on it, and then all of a sudden you just don't see the Warframe anymore.
Yeah.
It just looks like they've got a lot of coat hangers attached to them with glow sticks on.
Here's a glow stick.
Am I wrong?
Yes. That's gonna be my that's gonna be my TennoCon 2021 cosplay.
Yeah, but I think it's
With
also
the
important,
customizability.
so no one gets offended, that if you like what you like, that's okay. As I like to say, everyone's
If you
entitled to
like-
their own wrong opinion.
Yeah,
Everyone's
I was gonna
entitled
say-
to have their Warframe look like Megan DE's and make me want to cry every time I see
Oh
it.
god.
You do you. You're doing great, sweetie. It's fine.
You're doing it.
Finny, like you're too pure to hate, Finny. I'm sorry, but
I like my pink
I
rhino.
allow you to have the pink rhino because, well, you're just great, man. Big loves, Finny.
I don't know you that well, so heck your pink rhino.
He's the only person
What you
I'll
gonna
accept
do
a pink
about
rhino.
it, Vinny?
That boy has helped me so much. It's ridiculous.
Finny is great.
Like you saw when I had pink Pinkitis with Titania animation.
No!
I
Now that was a man.
pink
The sim-
Grendel.
The symbol.
What was I gonna say?
Pink Grendel with the wings and the like the fairy set, and they're like the animation. Oh, that's a man. That's the symbol of masculine.
Alright, let's see.
You may not like it, but that's what it is.
I think it's our second
Oh,
biggest
Lurf
fan.
highlighted his message. Hi, Lurf. Welcome.
Hi,
Okay.
Bree. Surprise
Color
villains.
vomit,
Zen.
necros.
What would you say is your end game in Warframe? Not what you want endgame to be, but what your current endgame is. I think what you want endgame to be can be another question.
It's my end game is making content. Outside of making content, I have too many holes to this game at the moment. I don't care about rewards that we're getting. I mean, I'm an endurance player. I've not had rewards for 6 years,
That's true.
basically. But yeah, the end game. Sorry, to answer your question more truthfully, both my end game is
Life support
to
incoming.
try and test builds that I find unique enough to have like their own, figure out a play style to, and be happy with the result. Trying a variety of weapon synergies with Warframes and even team synergies. Outside of that and content, there isn't much to keep me playing this game.
I gotcha.
Apologies for that. I was joking a little.
Another life support.
All right, now I guess we'll branch off from that. What
Excuse me, sorry.
what would be your ideal end game in Warframe? Like your wish list, your favorites. What would you want to see as an end game to Warframe?
It's an excellent question, Your Honor. Next question, Your Honor. I'm kidding. I've thought about this at a great length, and I've discussed it on my streams before. I would like to see the holy trinity of RPGs, the big rule of three,
Big three.
whatever you want to call it, healers, tanks, DPS. I want to see that respected. I want to see mission design be fleshed out enough to respect those archetypes and warrant you to require a team to actually play the game with some difficulty for replayable rewards, because island content with the loot that we have is unsatisfying. And a big part of it, I think, is that it's like we don't have random weapon drops, like weapons and things, shinies do not drop on the ground. You get resources for the thing that you want, but it's just that one item. And I think Rivens, if they'd have just done random, like you had to build the base. If I was to change Endgame in a very easy, impactful way, rather than going, oh, just make huge raids and dungeons with Holy Trinity respected, big respectable thing. Take Rivens out, but replace the Rivens with, obviously people have Rivens, replace them with the weapon that it is, with those stats, like bolstered, like whatever, like if you were to wear that, like this Sephan Riven I have now has enhanced crit chance, crit damage, and damage. Make this actually just a Sephan with those stats, like, and then allow those random stat rolled weapons to drop within the game. I think would feel more rewarding. You're like, oh my god, Nikana Prime just dropped with this stat. You'd be like, you would then start like a massive treasure hunt to go and do, to try and get the weapons you want with those stats. I think it's just a more meaningful reward. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you've ever played
No.
Borderlands.
Yeah.
Or
Borderlands,
Diablo.
any
That's
Diablo.
what I'm like.
Recently, I've been playing. I've been playing Path of Exile a lot recently with one of my friends, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, I can see how people could enjoy that at like the loot aspect of the looter shooter.
Absolutely. This game is a looter shooter where the only loot you really pick up is a resource which you don't give a shit about because it's underwhelming. You're like, oh, that's a resource I can use for this thing. Cool. Like, it's not, you're missing that moment to moment where, like, if you've done a Destiny raid, like, I remember the Vault of Glass, the original Vault of Glass, the first time the Vex Mythoclast dropped in the first raid, the first attempt, and my jaw dropped. And I was like, oh my fucking god. Like, what? Like, just like being an absolute amazement that I got this gun and it dropped there in that moment in front of me from achieving the thing. You know what I mean? Like, the amount of rush that you get from that in comparison to completing this mission and at the end noticing you have enough resources to build this weapon. Ooh, exciting. You know what I mean? Like, it's a completely different ball game in terms of rush. And I would like to see that implemented. And I think the only way they could do that is to take the idea of ribbons and turn that into actual weapons of those ribbons. Transmutes could maybe allow you to transmute into a different weapon of that category. You know what I mean?
That'd be
I just
pretty
think-
neat.
Yeah, like
I think that's a
weapon.
really good way of doing it anyway.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. And again, I feel like even if we had something cool like that, you'd still see, you know, the same
Negativity.
few weapons. Or negative.
Or yeah, the same few weapons, the negative Nellies.
Yeah, because everyone's farming for that 0.1% Nikana Prime with the 1000% crit chance.
Bruh,
Yeah.
If I could get that, it'd be a vibe.
What was
But
one
that's
we bought it?
that's the thing though. Then think about how cool a trade chat would be. Imagine if they implemented like you know how Maroos is, but like you sit on the floor and like like roll out your mat with your weapons on it that you want to sell, like in like a market or something. That'd be so cool. Like I don't know. I think there's a whole like again like imagine decorating your like orbiter and stuff and dojos with these super prestigious like versions of weapons that you farmed. Even having like maybe a dojo armory where the clan can access these weapons. You know what I mean? There's so much that they could do with that. Like I just think they need to overhaul the reward system, and it needs to start with just taking out resources as the main reward. It's cool that like it's different to a lot of games that you know you want the thing, you find out where you farm the thing to build the thing, and then you build it. But there's only so far that can take you in a looter shooter or a loot game in general, I think.
Yeah, I get that entirely.
Yeah, I feel like if you got like the cool weapons and stuff, it'd be kind of a bop. I'd vibe with it.
Kind of football.
But then again,
Oh.
I also eternally need to farm, what's it called? Train of thought lost. Origin cells. And I never have enough of them, so.
Yeah, one day you just get enough. But now I'm at like 1,000 plus, and it's like, oh, I never need again now. That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not quite there yet.
Make the Stug meta. Can't you self-damage Chroma with the Stug?
Huh. I don't... Can you?
Self-damage? What's that?
Are you...
What?
Pretty sure you can.
Really?
Stug is meta
so-
already.
So does that mean Stug is Eidolon
Stug is
meta?
Chroma meta.
That's
Stug is Chroma
crazy.
meta.
God.
I need to look into that. The glue gun.
No meta.
Okay.
Write that down. We're
Let's
getting on the video
see.
right after this. Stug, the new meta? Question mark.
Seeing that a large
A
part of your
huge
channel is
red
builds, what is your process for finding new and OP synergies?
It's a good question. Has to go. Weirdly enough, like I said before, it starts with a song. It really does. I get the vibe for it, but I suppose in the building aspect of it,
Additional life support has arrived.
finding a functionality of a weapon and why it would benefit a Warframe, and for what purpose. Is it to do damage? Is it to be a utility weapon? Obviously, everything has to work from. I do think everything from a perspective of endurance because that's my niche. I'm not an Eidolon hunter. I don't think we even need builds for general content. So, like, I don't know. I always just find the endurance scene an interesting thing because I don't think a lot of people ever try them, but like they seem to like watching me do them or make builds for them, which is weird. But I guess it's just all about purpose, really. What's the weapon good at, and how can you make that weapon better than any other version of that weapon with a certain Warframe?
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Get ready for a capsule.
I guess to play off of that,
Stuff in that capsule.
recently you've been grinding for Seed standing so that you could get your Zaws, right? You're using the Sepfan now, right, as an Akana?
Yeah.
Why use the Sepfan over, say, Nikana Prime, or Dragon Nikana, or Skishiati, some other Nikana? Because I've seen all of them be powerful in their own respects. So why why use the Sepfan instead of one of the, regular Nikanas?
Because I can use Exodia Hunt and Exodia Brave and all the other Exodias. The choice, the versatility of being able to group enemies up at the touch of a ground slam or gain like higher regen than Zenuric at just one heavy attack kill is extremely good for sustain, especially when you're heavily casting quite a lot, especially for Warframes like say Ember's newest state. She's quite a heavy caster, and well, efficient Exodia Braves are really good arcade.
What is what's
terms
Exodia
of-
Brave do?
Exodia Brave is when you do a heavy attack. If you kill the enemy from the heavy attack, it will stem a regen. I forget the percentage, but it's better than Zenuric at maxed. Better than
Energy
way better
regen
than Zenuric.
or health regen?
Energy regen.
Ah, okay, that's what I thought when you said Zenuric. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, if you're pairing Zenuric with Exodia Brave, I don't know, maybe getting 18 energy a second or something.
Wow. Crazy.
That's
Like-
pretty good.
Not
I
to-
could be wrong there. I can't remember the exact number. It's definitely double digits though.
No, it is a sizable amount. You know, something that would benefit that
second,
would
it's
be
very decent.
beneficial. There we go.
Plus 5 energy regen for 4 seconds, stacks 3 times. There you go. Boom.
Perfect. And okay, so does it have to die to the heavy attack itself, or can it die to, like, say, a slash proc from the
Has
heavy
to be
attack?
the heavy attack itself, which
Okay.
is why in my Ash build, it does a lot of damage, base damage on top of this just slash procs. But you can spam heavy attacks, like so. Just because the slash proc's doing the majority of the damage to an enemy in endurance doesn't mean you can't just finish it off with another heavy attack. So, because I got asked that question earlier, or someone went, yeah, but if the slash proc doesn't, if the slash proc kills it, then you don't get the energy. But in a group of enemies that you're grouping up, which is partly this build, when you're doing a heavy attack into a ginormous group of enemies, spamming heavy attacks into a group of enemies, you're definitely going to kill at least one with the heavy attack. So it's going to stem that energy regen is going to start. Ooh, Cooper Guardian.
Bully him. Bully him.
Dead.
Yeah, that answered my question. That's you know, that kind of plays into how you were talking about finding, you know, your
So-
unique synergies.
I wanted to touch more on it. There's actually a big part of the process. Breaking down what a Warframe is bad at and how you can counteract what the Warframe is bad at. So, is the Warframe bad at surviving, aka Banshee? How can you make Banshee stay alive? Need CC, but like you need to be able to kill everything while it's CC'd in a short amount of time, because silence is like 2 or 3 seconds and boom, the enemies are back. And it's in quite a wide arc. That's why I use the Cronin Prime with it. No, it doesn't do the biggest damage that Banshee can do. I've hit damage cap with Banshee without cheesing plenty of times. But the main strong synergy with the Cronin is the fact that it has over a 10-meter throw range, which can wipe out like an entire room as it's still everything's still CC'd and being like propped in with sonar. Like it's just moment to moment like survivability by making sure you have enough reach to kill everything within that time frame. I find that to be a synergy. Some people might say it's not as much of a synergy as like say Maridetron with Mag, but I definitely think it's how you counteract a flaw in a Warframe's design.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I don't know. I feel like every Warframe, like, thinking about what Warframes are bad at, it's somehow like seemingly more positive, because people sometimes go like, oh, this Warframe's just garbage all around, and that could be the case, but you know, I feel like every Warframe has
Something.
a merit, something that's
Yeah,
good.
like Uneros, he's just
Absolutely.
really good at not dying.
Yeah, it's
That-
1,000 health.
Until
So
endurance, and then
unique.
he's one of the squishiest.
Really? You know, for somebody
Yeah.
who's like so like chonky with their health, just doesn't matter in endurance.
He's got a lot of health, and he
Correct.
can eat his way from. But yeah, it's not like he has anything like armor or shields to protect him.
Yeah.
It's like if you get something does more than 10,000 damage, that's just
Exactly.
Gone.
And endurance enemies will one
Erase.
shot, and you don't have the only way to make him viable is focus not on health, but actually on his first ability with lots of range
Pocket
and duration.
sand.
Just basically become,
Not
just
attack,
become
sand.
um, sand attacking pigeon. I don't know.
Pigeon.
Guardian of the Sand.
Now, when I started playing with Inaros, it was a combo. I would do that, like the one combo with a dagger and like backstab finishers. They call them.
Yeah, covert lethality.
Yeah,
I
that was
really
big,
hated. I hated that. I was never a fan. I hated people that got really high and mighty about doing endurance runs with covert lethality, mainly just because you don't need to learn how to mod. You're using the game, but it's also a really bad way to play. You're not getting good KPS. Like your KPS is trash. You just manage to kill that one thing in one hit, but that one hit is, when there's 25 enemies to kill, and in order in endurance to maintain KPS, kills per second being that, in order to have enough life support, like killing that one enemy like that takes like 3 seconds to do or whatever isn't going to be enough. And if you had 4 people doing that, it's just you probably wouldn't get very far, put it that way.
Speaking of getting far, I think this is actually the farthest I've ever
The more successful we
run a survival mission.
Look at
much
that,
less a group
Becky.
Survival mission.
You're doing endurance. I'm so proud of you.
I'm doing endurance as I'm like slamming 2 and 4 every 30 seconds.
Oh god, I've just had a throwback, not deja vu, but like a flashback, just simply because Becky's playing Trinity and we're talking about Inaros and endurance, right? There was an event where they had level 9,999 enemies, right from the get-go.
That was
but
the
they
April
didn't have
Fool's
any
event,
life
right?
support. There was no life support, and you had to. It was like a troll event.
I remember that.
And I made quite a bit of platinum from people paying me to carry them through that mission.
Bruh.
What was the reward? Do you remember? Wasn't it a flawed ammo drum?
I can't remember what it was, but people wanted to do it, and I made some platinum carrying people through it, playing a Trinity EV Trinin, enemies to death.
Yeah, that's
At the
fair.
time.
Do you see exactly what I'm doing? Because that's exactly what I'm doing. Just spamming 2, and eventually they die.
Okay, let's see. What's next?
My favorite way about killing things, just spamming my 2.
Okay, what would you consider to be the most OP build that you have done?
Most OP build that I've done?
Or if maybe
Yeah.
not OP, maybe like what's your favorite build, I guess.
Yeah. In that regard. That one was really that one was
Question.
OP's a really hard
Good
way
question.
to describe.
I'd say the most popular is still going to be the Shinobi Ash, but I definitely think people really enjoyed the Wukong one as well. I guess my most favorite build that I have done. That's a really good question. I kind of want to say Ivara. The Ivara one was really fun to play. Mainly, I've never really enjoyed Ivara. And having my time with her to test her to do this build. Really, that's when I really. I used to explore gas as a damage type back before they slightly nerfed it with the stealth multipliers. They capped it rather than it being completely uncapped, which was ridiculous. But figuring out the Silver in Aegis, like how powerful that was kind of really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun doing that. In actual fact, the footage, it was me me and Nightmare Frame, the first time I ever met or spoke to Nightmare Frame is the footage from the Ivara video. I'm solo at that point, but we actually did a endurance off kind of casual. He was on Revenant and I was on Ivara, and until he left, I basically kept dying because of crossfire, and it was trying to prove the point that radiation and anything like that was a bad thing for a stealth frame. Now shield gating exists, so it's a bit different, but
Yay,
Did
shield
you
gating.
did you just chance encounter him, or
no,
did you just set it? Did you guys
um,
set it up?
Additional
we sort of set it up, yeah.
Okay, I was just curious because chance encounter, that would have been very serendipitous.
Yeah.
But
Pulling out the big words today.
yeah, thanks.
I'd say I'm definitely most proud of the Ash build because I think that was just after the melee rework though. Thinking about it, like that, I enjoyed making the Ivara video the most, but I would say that the Shinobi Ash video seemed to help the most people out
Yeah.
because the melee changes had just come in. No one really knew what heavy attack or light attack builds or hybrid builds and all of that jazz was, and it feels like I was just there at the right time to make that and show people that you could do a hybrid light and heavy attack build.
Yeah, it's actually the Kunoichi Ivara, right? That was the
The hybrid
video.
one was the
Well,
Shinobi video.
oh well, yeah, the Shinobi
Yeah.
one, but Ivara, that was the video that I found you off of.
Ah,
That was the
okay.
first video I ever saw. Cause let's see, my first real endurance run was like a 300 wave Orokin derelict defense with someone in chat not in trade chat, in recruiting chat was like doing a long, or they literally said 300 wave ODD PM, and I was like, you're not serious. And they're like, yeah, we are. So I was like, yeah, okay, I have nothing to do today.
I've
So
got a few hours to sink in.
yeah, so we did that for like 4 hours. We talked and whatnot, and that was like my first real experience with quote unquote and real endurance runs, because like when Tower Keys first came out, I did like maybe hour and a half survivals, stuff like that, but I was amateurish at the game. I wasn't good at it, quote unquote. I didn't know how to build properly. I think I was running full sprint speed Rhino. Yeah.
What?
Oh my! It got
What?
deleted.
That shouldn't
Yeah, I
get
was running a
Yeah.
full sprint speed Rhino, but
Do you think there are definitely two types of endurance runners as well, though? I think there are those that will use any tactic to just get, like, especially with the I don't do defense endurance. I find them boring. As
oh
shit,
my god,
but
I really.
is that the
It was
reason
so
I don't
weird.
like them is because I'm quite I like to be mobile. Like I said before, I think if you are stationary and hiding. I mean, it's fine to be invisible. Like, yeah, I don't mind being invisible, whatever. Like, that's, if it's part of the Warframe's kit, fair enough. But when it comes to like standing in like a bubble and hiding until everything comes in, I think it's a little bit pointless. Not really testing anything. You're just there to say that you got that far, you know.
Okay. Bubble up first. There we go. Yeah, I know what you mean, but yeah, at that point I was looking into, I guess, like endurance, and out of nowhere, honestly, it must have just been a coincidence, but your Kunoichi Ivara build popped up, or maybe I was looking up gas, and because he was swearing up and down my gas, and I never thought that it could be that good, because
Oh god, yeah.
it seemed, to like the standard player, it seems kind of memey. Like, why not just use corrosive and fully strip armor, or why not use a viral slash build? But yeah, I looked into gas a little bit, and then your video popped up, and I was like, oh, this seems really cool. And then but I've just seen like pretty much every video since, and I screamed when I saw a Wisp video.
I need to retouch Wisp a little bit, just to clarify that you don't use gas, use toxin and bane.
Hmm.
Uh,
I guess
not
okay.
much has really changed in that build.
That's another thing that's kind of unique to endurance runners. The Bane mods and like those kind of mods, the faction mods. You know,
Mhm.
everyone always rolls their eyes and says primed trash when Barrow brings them round. But what
Yeah.
about for endurance play? What do you guys think of them?
I mean, they're amazing. They're what people don't understand is like do you know the term basically double dipping, triple dipping damage?
Yeah, it was I
The different
I can't
multipliers,
verbally explain it.
the different multipliers upon different multipliers. Like so, you have your damage, right? Then you have your elementals, you have your crit damage multiplier, your stealth multiplier, you have and then like the faction mods, which is a separate multiplier. Like when they all work in synergy together, like you know, like it's a lot of damage. The faction mods is just like I think people underestimate it because they think it's just like a flat amount of damage. That's multiplying all the damage you're doing
Get ready
to that faction. So like if you're already hitting 1,000,000 and you do 75% more damage to the faction that you're fighting and you already hit 1,000,000, like add the 75% extra to that million, like what is it, like 175 million, right?
Something like that.
Yes.
But yeah, it would be 75% of 1,000,000, and I don't want to do the math.
Yeah, but you get what I mean. It's
Lots-
a lot more damage.
lots
It's
of
like,
fucking
it's
damage.
a lot. It's more than half, like way more than half more. I think with I can't remember what the prime mods are. The prime bane ones are they 70%? Forget
I mean, that's what
forget
this
how
is
much
for.
how much it is.
Primed
Uh,
Bane.
but it's a lot.
Let's see. Prime Bane of Corpus gives plus 55% damage.
What does the smite ones do?
Smite.
Because that's where you really want to. That's the ones that you really want to look at.
Smite.
bounty. Hold out as long as
Smite is, yeah, they're all 55.
55. I thought they were higher than that. I thought it was 70.
Were they
wishful
changed
thinking,
recently?
suppose.
'Cause
I don't
thought
think they
higher
were
than
changed. Yeah, but I thought they were higher.
Regardless, that's a lot. That's a lot to multiply your damage by.
Mm-hmm.
When it takes into account everything else. It's taking into account your base damage, the damage from condition overload, on top of all the status procs that you're doing, and then the crit damage as well. Like if you think about, especially faction mods are there specifically more in my eyes to bolster dots. So dot
Like
being damage over
Toxin?
time for those who don't know. Like toxin or slash.
What about Heat?
Typically, are probably the main two. Heat, yeah, but I'd say as a main focus, it's more toxin and slash because
another life support
although heat can stack higher than its 10, they double dip the dots. Yeah, exactly. But then it's pretty goddamn tasty when it comes to EOTs with them. That's what I'm using right now. I'm using slash and toxin.
I got you, Becky.
Yeah, oops, this is where I start perishing. You're doing great, though. Reviving
Becky,
gamers.
All you need to do is just not die.
Wow!
It's much
I
simpler.
never
than
thought of that! Thank you, Zen, for
just the
teaching
best
me
of-
the one rule.
Yeah, it's just the best advice I can tell you. That's another thing. Actually, it's kind of a funny thing. I die quite frequently in my endurance runs. Like mainly nowadays, more I do it more so because I do them on stream, and I don't run health mods, and I read chat for a split second, and then I'm dead because I've not noticed shield gating's gone down or whatever. But
Yeah.
like I think people have unrealistic expectations of content creators sometimes. They think like these immortal beings that never die and only red crit. It's like
You're not.
I remember when I did the Ivara video and I was like, shit, I don't red crit with a silver in ages. What are people gonna think of me? Like
god.
I'm a
I
fraud.
just feel like
Yeah, I mean, you have an emote
you
that's
guys are
literally
just
juicy
so
red
good that you
crits.
just don't go down, and that you always get red crits, and that you're just god gamers, and
Okay.
I am a mere peasant.
I
But
don't go
Could've
down
been
because
cool,
I don't
Becky.
take damage.
Honestly, for endurance runners, I think predominantly if they know what they're doing, like a seasoned like endurance runner player, they die because of human error more than they do that their build is bad. Essentially.
yeah, I mean, I've only gone down what 3 times, something like that. It's fine. We're doing great. Because, hey, I still have 5 revives, so if it really gets bad, I have a cop out.
Mhm.
So Zen, you would say that the faction mods are severely underrated,
Yes, absolutely.
and
It's
they're
actually kind
not
of
they're not
interesting
done the
to
justice
talk
that
to
they deserve.
Vitalius about it. Vitalius couldn't believe that I thought the faction mods were good. He did not believe me. He thought I was joking.
Collecting Cuba.
And you could, I don't think they're just not necessary for people
Casual
for the
gameplay.
content that we have. Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's the main thing.
No, I get that. I just think that it's, I've ever since I, talked to that one guy who I did the derelict defense with, the faction mods have always been more on my radar now. I don't use them because I don't need them, but it's I definitely when I see Barrow bringing them around, I'm like, oh, these aren't actually that bad. Because I was
Yeah.
always with the bandwagon of, oh my god, Prime trash. Why would he do this? This is garbage.
I
Buff
need
is
to get
drops.
all the Bane ones. I need to get all the Bane ones for primary weapons on this account, and I need to still get Corpus and Infested.
Well,
for,
10 Ocon Barrow coming around.
Right. Yeah, I need to.
Your Tenocon pass.
I've got the Tenor Compass. It's more of a case of actually having the time outside of content creation and real life to deal with. That it's finding the time to actually do relic runs.
I see.
The time will be coming up to do it, I suppose, when I need to get footage for this build and the Siren build. Yep, so
Look what our Tenno operative just found.
speaking of
Baron is
Siren
one of my
build,
favorite frames, man.
I desperately need
Life support on the way.
fish.
Yeah, we can,
Well-
after this, I will give you my fish.
Yeah,
Oh
I might
crap,
have
I was
some
bleeding.
too.
All I need is actually I don't know. I might need to go mining for a little bit as well at some stage. But yeah, definitely need those things to get my dock room that I want to build. And it's
I think I got some fish and some gems you can have.
I've delivered
We can, we could always do thumpers too, if you need the resources and don't want to mine. They're really easy.
I don't actually mind mining. It's so easy to mine in the plains. Like there's just so much mining
Yeah.
like thingies. Like I actually find by the time like you've killed a thumper or found a thumper, killed the thumper, probably mined more anyway of the thing that you need rather than like hoping that it drops what you need.
That'd be an interesting thing to do. If you're mining for resources, you could do someone can mine and then like everyone else could could go do a thumper essentially and see who gets more in the least amount of time, because when I was farming for Becky's resources, we found a method that was a little tedious when it came to thumpers. So essentially, a thumper will pretty much always spawn in like the first few, I don't know, first like 2 minutes of a mission while you're out in the plains. And then after that, after you kill that one, it's like so tedious to get them to spawn again. But so what you do is you go in, you get the thumper, you kill it, and then you just leave. You just reset the instance.
Yeah, similar to how you would do with Cetus Wisps.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love Cetus Wisps. I'm so sad I missed out on that decoration. And I'm never
That's
going to get it now.
Mine's on the console, so don't feel bad.
You never. Where did the Cetus Wisp decoration come from? I
When
have that as
when
well.
PoE came out, if you watched like the day one streams, you could get a Terralist, whatever it is, Terralist dominance sigil. It was like a special Terrorless sigil and a
Oh.
little Cetus Wisp orbiter
Is that where
decoration.
that came from? Oh,
Hmm.
I always thought that I got that from the Star event.
No, you can
That's just
get a
actual Cetus
Terrorless, but
Wisp,
you
isn't
can
it?
get one from. There's a unique one you could have gone, and both of my uniques are on my console account.
Hours.
Let's see.
Yeah. Does anyone know what question we were at? Oh, endurance runs. Oh, okay. Take
I was
this
gonna
one.
say-
All right, my dude. What is the longest endurance run that you've done to date? Whether,
The
yeah, I'm
longest
assuming it's-
endurance run I've done?
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, the
13 and a half
longest.
hours.
How long?
God.
13 and a half hours.
Oh fuck! I thought you said
Do
8.5.
you,
What do you?
Like, do you like hate
Was that
going
single player or
outside?
with the team?
Are we-
In actual fact, no. When I do large endurance runs like that, I have it with a team where we take it in turns to have quite considerable breaks, where the
was gonna
team will
say,
then
the 2
cover
minute
that
nap
cover
break.
that one person. Like I don't tend to play with people that don't know what they're doing, so I can trust my team to cover me while I need to
Oh,
go
there's a
walk
Kuba
the
Guardian.
dog or eat dinner. Like literally, I've had 20 minute breaks before. Like where I go off and do things and then come back. It's important to make sure. Oh yeah, Kuba Guardian. To be
Good. Going to work.
Absolutely.
But,
nothing is like, okay.
I definitely don't recommend doing those long runs, though. I don't recommend doing anything over 6 hours, to be honest with you.
Why did you do a 13.5 hour one?
Yeah, were you doing it
then?
for footage? Were you doing it for like, I don't know, charity kind of thing, like one of those kind of streams, or just fun?
Same reasoning as
Um,
test to the limit of your
we
power.
we wanted to see how far we could go with gas prior to its several nerfs. But we had some other endurance console players that have done some crazy stuff. Like I forget his name. He has a small YouTube channel. I have to try and
The longer you fight,
that at some point and link you to him. But he did an solo Ivara Hydron
now available.
where the enemies stopped spawning after like 3 waves.
Oh,
I
They
can't
got-
remember how many
the
waves it
enemies
was, but
got
they just
scared,
stopped spawning.
Stayed home. Oh god.
Yeah, the mission just didn't end. They just stopped spawning.
Commencing Kuba harvest.
Weird, but he was in it. He was in one of the runs that we did.
Kuba from that capsule.
That was back on
pretty
console
nutty.
quite a long time ago.
This capsule will now harvest Kuba.
It was
No.
actually on this map, but it was the basketball room with the floor that elevator. You know,
The
one that- it kind
basketball
of looks like a
room.
basketball court.
Yeah, no.
I always
I
call
know
it a
exactly
basketball
what you're thinking of. I just think that's probably the best way I've ever heard it described.
court.
Basketball room.
Best. Say that.
Why not?
I used to love that room, but I don't really love it that much anymore.
I love the tile set, but I also hate how maze like it is. I get stuck because I'm not.
You
Smart.
you get used to it after you've done it for a long time.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Now and
I'll
again, I
used
get
to
caught,
it
though.
Eventually. Oh yeah. I mean, this tile set is such a maze, and my small brain cannot handle.
I've delivered another life support capsule.
Off we go.
To the next one.
I can
To
get
the
the
next
next
one.
one. Let's see.
Yeah.
How do
Not
you
bad.
feel about DE balancing weapons into the ground?
In what sense?
Nerfing.
I mean,
Or
But
like
anyway, don't
even
they?
with
The main sense I had in mind was like, say the
Yeah.
Brahma. I think I worded it bad, but more so, how do you feel about, say, D taking quote unquote a meta weapon and then making it worse.
Oh,
Fuck. There's Becky DC.
No. Well, at least you can
Okay.
just head for extraction.
Life support incoming.
you want to stay in because if she disconnected, she might be able to come back in.
Yeah.
Um,
It depends on if she got sent back to the menu or if she got sent back to, or sent to a different instance.
she's not here talking. I'm assuming her whole internet pooped.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I am fine with them nerfing whatever they want to nerf.
Additional life support has
To
arrived.
quote Jurassic Park, nature will always find a way. There's always some way to break this game. There's always going to be a meta weapon that gets nerfed. It's not changed. I've been around for a long time to know that don't get too comfortable with anything. Learn how to have fun in the moment. Play what you can at the time and enjoy it. They nerf something else goes into the spotlight. Enjoy that thing if you want to live to the meta, or find interesting ways to play with all weapons and Warframe. Playing
What
under a
did
month
you,
is always been a problem in Warframe for a lot of people.
What did you think of the gas? You know, pretty much ghost nerf to, or ghost. Yeah, ghost removal essentially.
I was expecting gas to stay the same right up until the last second they changed it, and considering how much fun I was having with gas and have had with gas for a very long time, and I always thought that gas wasn't that strong unless you knew how to strip armor completely, which in itself is a skillful
Oh,
thing
look
to
at
do.
that.
It's better than just brain deading your way with melee attacks. Like a lot of the time, yeah, you use a gas melee, but like in order to make it powerful, you wanted to group enemies up. That was a challenge in itself, along with stripping armor in order to do the big damage, which I thought was enough work to warrant it being that powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really don't like the gas changes at all.
I feel like they might have done it without realizing, or yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they did it on purpose, or do you think they did it by accident?
Good question, but I say this with a tinfoil hat on my head. They do watch content creators like myself. They do watch like the me and Liam have literally been talking about OP stuff, or how this it needs, like, is just crazy, or what to do in endurance, and we've seen Warframe as literally addresses in chat talking about certain things. And I know for a fact Pablo watches me. He said it on a podcast with Jizo. He was like, I love that Zen guy. I love his videos, seeing how crazy he can go on stupid levels and stuff. Like it's like kind of what he said. But for someone who obviously has quite a big input in balancing the game, like he watches me and he's seen those kind of videos, then they're aware of how strong certain elements of things can be. I don't think they're as blind as people think they are.
Another life support
They
capsule.
mask it very well with having prime time being played by some absolute gumbas. seem to not
Oh God.
not really play the game at all very well. Bless Rev and Megan. They're great people. They seem like they're a lot of fun. I'd love to just hang out with them and have a laugh. But when it comes to playing the game efficiently,
Collecting coupons.
I think they have more fun than they do playing efficiently,
Yeah, I get that.
and that's okay.
Awesome.
DE, if you're watching us, because Zen's here, please send me one Cetus Wisp decoration.
I actually missed one too.
Also,
that brings back
sorry
your
for
cat.
the temporary disconnect. We just started having a rainstorm here in the middle of Fumblefuck nowhere,
Nice.
and
My lit showed up.
Life
A big
support
aim. Oh, it's
Nice.
a glitch. Oh wait, no, that's the one I gave to Jason.
No, it's not.
Which one's she? 'Cause she's the she was an ephemera. Oh,
No,
sorry.
she's not an ephemera.
I got excited. You're right.
Aw. But
Apology to interrupt. I can
say?
continue.
yeah, a rainstorm started here, and apparently my Wi-Fi decided, oh yeah, now's the time to die. You know, in the middle of the stream, it's fine.
Additional life support.
All right, you got it
Uh,
back in. It's no worries.
Yeah, I got to reconnect, which is surprising considering Warframe never lets me reconnect the parties
So,
if I get disconnected.
If you ever disconnect, like in the middle of a mission, Alt F4 the game immediately.
Oh.
Before you load back into
Yeah.
another instance of anything, Alt F4 and reboot the game.
Thing is, it wouldn't let me load into another instance because I just didn't have Wi-Fi. There was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
no
no, I
Wi-Fi.
get that, and just saying as a precaution, no matter what, you might not know
Yeah,
that your internet's
because-
gone down, so as a precaution,
Yeah.
preemptively, always just Alt F4.
It has happened before where
I-
Becky's been stuck into her own instance.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think my favorite telling sign is I go ahead and press 5 to go like, you know, res somebody, and it's like, oh, my Warframe's just standing there like default posing. Okay, and then it's like, host migration and process, and it's like, ah, crap. It's a telltale sign of bad internet.
Let's see.
Potato powered.
Oh, I tapped out. Okay. Any plans for another Prime trailer?
Yes, I mean you've seen me work on the Chroma one at least, but I gonna work my way through them slowly. I don't intend to do all of them really, outside of the ones that already exist. I've kind of got this vibe now of I've got a really good idea of how I could do a Vault one incredibly well and easy.
Why did they stop doing them?
Budget.
Really.
I mean,
And- Guess it's bosses.
Oh, there's so many
bunch.
guys. Let me out.
Nope.
There we go.
I don't know. I really liked the Hydroid Prime one, and sucks that you couldn't get like
We will all
The
Max
Ballast
Howard?
voice
Yeah.
actor, yeah.
as you can.
That was a right shame.
Really wonderful person to speak to though.
Kuba Harbor.
Fully fanboyed on the phone to him.
There was
That's
I
pretty
saw I saw a Reddit post on the topic of like voice actors. Apparently, Era's voice actor was doing was playing Warframe on Twitch at one point.
It's cool.
Yeah,
Who's?
you know Era
Support capsule is now available.
Oh
from
right, yeah.
from
yeah,
the new
sorry.
war. Yes, he apparently his voice actor was playing
Aaron.
Warframe
Right?
a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, or something like that. But
just imagine just starting like imagine if you were to just start out on Twitch playing Warframe and then eventually D is like, yeah, you're kind of cool or something here, like say this stuff, and it's like boom, video game.
I would
Now read the
genuinely love to write for Warframe.
I
Yeah.
would too.
I'd love
but-
to
experience, but-
write Nightwaves.
Harvester has finished. Collect the Kuba.
I'd love to come up
Nightwave-
with the
writing the
stories for
Nightwaves?
Nightwaves.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I am down. I am down. Streamer, he's down.
The god has
Content creator.
Oh my god, wait, why are you so... Why are you over there?
Why are you?
Think I'm lagging out because I'm constantly forward.
shit. Oof.
It could
Sorry.
be. You know, it's not the best connection here. Unfortunately.
Oh no, I'm constantly moving forward. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Operator.
When in doubt.
Yeah, I went to go roll and guard, and I could not roll. I just kept moving forward.
Where's my cat?
Just the guard. Oh, I guess.
Your cat's near me.
Okay.
I'm just trying to,
Question as soon as I res my cat. Let's see. We already did the previous account. What other games do you like to play in your free time?
At the moment, I'm slowly making my way through Outer Worlds. Love Star Citizen and its development. I think that's... I did play Destiny for a while, but like, I just really hate how every patch they bring out, they nerf a load of weapons that I enjoyed playing with into the ground that I worked really hard to get, and they also increase the light level and make everyone else the light level that you had just strived so hard to get to as the standard light level. So you're like, oh, so all that work I
For
did
naught.
is now basically irrelevant because it's the starting level now. I get they need to make sure new players can catch up, but I don't know. It's just a little bit weird, the development of that game. But I do love the shooting of it.
Oh.
I think what else am I playing? Sekiro. Oh god, I love Sekiro and Dark Souls.
Don't even get me
Love me
started.
some Dark Souls.
I told them if I
Every-
could, this would be the Sekiro chat stream.
No.
absolutely not. Positively.
Got the Total
not.
War games as well that I need to play through a little bit, but I haven't got around to that yet.
Question from the chat. Zen, are you a weeb?
It's from Finney, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So it's kind of an ongoing meme at this point. I don't. So like, there's certain Japanese culture I like. I love Japanese tattoos. Quite like Japanese food. Not particularly big fan of sashimi or shellfish in general and stuff. But I do enjoy like ramen and stuff. And I have a full Japanese sleeve tattoo. But I really don't. There's like a few animes that I enjoy. Like I just don't like the way anime. They don't talk like people. They're all like monologuing, talking to really long extended sentences, and ha 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 ha. It's really weird. Oh shit. I'm
Where are
anime
you?
down
Oh, you're
from
right there.
monologuing in as a meme one-handed. I don't know why you guys can't see me. It's because I've still got my light on for my like what's it called, the ring light. So I kind of still think I'm on camera, and I'm like acting out this weeb reaction, I suppose. One hand, but no, I think it's a bit over the top a lot of the time. I really hate. I don't like watching subtitles because I like to multitask and be doing something while I'm watching shows. So like, I don't want to be reading if I can help it, because I'm trying to focus on editing something. So if I'm going to watch something, it has to be dubbed, and then the voice acting just tends to be terrible.
Yeah,
it's either
because
really
it's
over the
not
top or
native.
like really high pitched.
It's like they've never heard what a human being sounds like.
Y'all, wait. So off topic completely. Y'all ever have thunder so rumbly that your house shakes? Just me? Okay.
Okay. Also, off topic, on topic. Do you guys want to start heading towards extraction? Since I think
Yeah,
we're at the
I think
second last
since
question.
Extraction.
Okay.
Continue. Oh shit.
Extraction. What's that?
Android 18%.
What is extraction?
Where'd the life
What
support
is it?
go? Fuck the Koopa.
The thing is, because the last couple questions are they're kind of very like focus heavy. I think they're ones you gotta kind of think thonker about.
Collecting Kuba.
We
They're
can
hard hitting.
Tinkers.
I don't mind staying in,
And also,
but after when we finish the questions, I am gonna have to go because I am at my grandma's.
yeah.
Additional life
Right.
support
Yes.
has arrived.
Go.
And besides, I can't give you fish if I'm trying to help you farm Kuva.
That's unacceptable. You should be able to do both.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. I just don't
Just
have.
get fish.
I'm sorry, I can't fish on the Kuva tile
Okay,
set.
let's
That's literally
see.
in space.
That'll be a fun challenge. Let's do an endurance run where all we use is fishing spears.
Do you know how hard it is to
that's
optimize the damage?
That's coming. That's coming. We're
What
on.
do you mean it'd be hard to optimize the damage? Banshee.
Okay.
just
Yeah, but 15 times
just
1
Banshee.
is still 15. I think the most I was able to hit was a 2000 crit with Banshee and full power strength Mirage.
The fat red crit. Yeah, so I'm thinking Volt with shields so you guys can pick them up. A fully charged Chroma.
We might all
Banshee.
want to go Volt except for one, just because of the free 1000 damage you can get off his
It's
passive.
true. Yeah, run in place to charge up power.
wonderful.
You just see us all run
I'd
into
say-
the wall, throw one fishing rod.
a Banshee. I don't know who else you'd go for though. Need damage buff frames though. I don't know. Does raw affect it?
Yeah. See, that's what we were saying. We have to do a couple
You
tests.
could do Total Eclipse Mirage and pray that you get good light levels. But
Sentient
probably
endurance
not.
one? Sentient endurance like Tycho? I love doing Tycho, but unfortunately they no longer scale the sentience in there. It's kind of stupid. Oh, they didn't last time I did one. And it upset me. I was like, what do you mean these aren't like level 1000s?
Oh jeez.
Oh, what are your thoughts on the new creator program? Here's
I
a
think it's
nice
gonna be-
heavy hitting one.
It's either going to be just a rebranded word for partner, but yet they recognize, other like fan sites and stuff, and maybe I don't know how they're going to deal with press packs and NDA. To be honest with you, I think it's going to get abused, and nothing will be secret ever because it's too broad. It just depends on what the requirements are.
Well, we've still got a
Eventually.
bit to figure out about that, I guess. People only just, got off the partner program. We're still waiting on all those requirements.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Who knows? Maybe
Maybe
it'll be
they're,
low enough that we can
Like, define a
It'll be
capture
lower.
artist. Is a capture artist someone who just makes Captura, or do they have to have a specific following, an outlet, such as
Yeah.
Instagram?
It'll have to be like X amount of followers or
Mm-hmm.
platform
Exactly.
to stream. Or have to be like, I don't know. They didn't have, say, weekly content or anything like that before, right? There wasn't any requirement for how much you have to post.
Yeah, there was
the
weekly. It had to be weekly.
They've just found. They
Interesting.
could not do this without you.
So I feel like that would be a negative. Because I think, like we've talked, it's like the last thing you want is to feel like you have to push out content just to meet the quota.
harvester destroyed.
Oh crap, my 4 didn't. Whoops.
Yeah, you didn't. I was wondering why you didn't use it.
Because I was looking at the questions.
Yeah.
Jason.
What?
Yes.
Only a couple questions left. Sorry.
May as well wait for
Yeah,
this
I-
one.
I do think it will be abused though, but unless unless they have like a very clear requirements that follows.
They could have it tiered almost. Like you could have like your partners, and then you can have your associates kind of thing. Your associates are like your capture artists. They get notification on the. They get like
Their life support
not notification, but notoriety on the website, I guess, like visibility, quote unquote. And then they could have your partners where they get all like the full perks, like the day one content, all the secret stuff. I honestly don't know what partners know that we don't know, other than day one.
Partners get it's not just like the frame or anything. They I don't know how much I should say this, but they get, say, like for an example, eidolons, or anyone knew how to do eidolons, they would guide on how to do eidolons.
Okay, so they get
make a video on it. ready to go. But you wouldn't be able to do that until they lift the NDA off it.
Yeah, I get that.
Oh.
That makes a lot of sense.
They also give you like assets and stuff, like maybe sound effects from an Eidolon or like certain artwork or whatever things.
I wish that was
templates
just
and stuff.
public.
Some of it is.
Some of it's
now,
public,
but-
yeah, but there's some things that you just can't find. Or are very tricky
Yeah.
to find, I should say.
I've delivered
Me and
another
a
life
needle
support
stack.
capsule.
Hard to find. Not impossible though.
Well, okay,
Not impossible. Yeah.
I guess for our hardest hitting question, with the game as it is, would you recommend it to a friend?
AKA, your opinion on the state of the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a new player, plenty of stuff to do. I guess that question is very difficult to answer, but it's only difficult to answer because you're trying to rationalize it as though every friend has the same outlook on games, whereas it completely depends on the type of person. This is a very grind-heavy game.
Okay, how about a friend who's into Borderlands or Diablo?
Yeah, totally. I would recommend it. Yeah, of course. If I make content on a game, of course I'm gonna want to want people to play it. I love this game. I really do. Am I disappointed with the development cycle and the current stage of the game? I'm disappointed that there isn't any addressed issues for the things that the part of the community that I'm part of have been asking for, and it feels like we're ignored.
Veterans.
I've delivered
Yeah,
another life
but
support capsule.
specifically, I think there's still veterans that just like a power fantasy, but there are a huge amount of people that really do just want challenging content and a reason to play with each other outside of it's just better with friends.
Yeah. Like,
I get
I have
that.
more fun with this game when I play with friends than when I play by myself.
But you don't need those people in terms in order to succeed in the game. Is what I mean. I like them to be. I like to tell a new friend, hey, come play Warframe together. Like you love healing in MMOs. Why don't you come heal for us? Like learn how to heal properly. Like, there's this frame and this frame and this frame, and find it. If they'd make it like
A
similar
reason
to how
for
like MOBAs handle it, where I've mentioned that to you before. If they handled it like like hybrid like subclasses of like healers that could also do DPS and whatnot, and finding the right flavor for you. Do you want to be a team support that can do a bit of damage, or do you want to be a dedicated healer, or whatever? I love that.
Yeah, no, I get that entirely. Like a reason for the co-op, tagline that they have in their game, other than just play with friends. I would love to see like just I guess like well, just a reason to play with friends. Like with League, there's
Support has arrived.
always there's
Talk about
just a set
Disgusting.
5 roles essentially. You have like a support frame, which can be any, or the support champion, which can be anything. You have a carry in the bottom, which is anyone who fits that role. You have, your mid lane assassin mage kind of thing, and then you've your tanky top laner. There's always a role for everyone in the team. Which I think would be cool to bring to Warframe, and I think they tried to do it with raids, I think, but I don't think it hit the right notes.
The good thing they had with raids was, at least with Laura Retribution, which I think was way better than.
You there?
Verdict, was it?
Oh yeah, I thought you cut out. It was the
no.
Jordis verdict. I think you're right.
AV.
Jordis verdict. Yeah.
Yeah. The the Law of Retribution had the first phase was kind of interesting as a relay race with the bomb. That was a cool mechanic, but the thing that was good for like a healer was the constant toxin damage that was upon everyone. It pressured
Oh, I forgot about
a
that.
healer needing to actually heal, like, which was good. It felt like useful to have an actual healer in that. It goes into a big part of the game design in general that I wish they would change. Is yeah, I know people say, "Oh, just stronger enemies, man." I would like enemies. They don't have to have like in some incredible thinking, problem-solving AI. They just need to think on how can you pressure a player. Um, having I don't like the energy leeches. I think that's a bit extreme because they don't have any sort of clear tells that they're sapping your energy. I have a big problem annoyance with them in the way that they're presented in game. But imagine an enemy that will change the floor to literally a floor is lava game, and if you stand on the area that the enemy is pressuring towards you on, and you just idly walk onto it, it's going to trigger the enemies that are within that squad of that enemy pressuring you to target you, and also a debuff on you as well, so you'll take more damage or whatever. Would be an interesting way to pressure an enemy because you'd panic, have to like start parkouring away,
Hmm.
and you know, if you have a debuff on you, could you play that into maybe the healers in the game to remove the debuffs and stuff, or whatever?
It's
Like,
the thing with that is they could implement that really easily because I don't know how much Eidolons you've done, but the Hydralist, the last one, right?
yeah,
Tyrelist going, yeah. His rain clouds, they put these max wow, massive damaging, pretty much, you know, AoE area on the ground kind of thing that if you step on, you just take tons of damage.
mm-hmm.
So if they put that into like like a a chem toxin shooter Grenier kind of thing, I think that'd be really cool.
Like the reason I bring it up as a solution to some things, or at least a cool thing that you're right, it could so easily be implemented. They already have the particle effects times 1,000 to do whatever they want visually, and they don't have to rework the AI. All they need is literal how the AI already works. It targets you, you know, things shoot at you. All it needs is for it's the same with like a nullifier. A nullifier, when it's unaware of you, doesn't have its shield on. When it's alerted, its shield comes up. So the same sort of scenario with an enemy like the floor is lava enemy I'm talking about, quite easily could be done. As soon as it's alert of you, it creates an area of effect of like the floor is lava, and like I say, you step in it, then it's going to have repercussions to you and pressure you to maneuver away from it. I just think that's a clever way of like just of an example of an enemy that they could design to pressure the player without forcing the player to not use its abilities or like I just think that they find really cheesy ways to try and hinder the player, like arbitration drones are a silly way of trying to stunt in the player, I think.
Yeah,
They're just a pain in the ass.
Like it's okay to be a pain in the ass if like it's not hindering like your entire build. You know what I mean? Like there's ways to pressure a player without stopping the player from playing the Warframe correctly, you know?
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I would really like to see them do some of that. And you know, if you pair that alongside the weapon drops that you talked about, I think that can make for some unique experiences with the game.
Mm-hmm. Like
It would
with elite
definitely be just
enemies.
a overhaul to the game though. I think it'd take a lot for them to just change their game like that.
Honestly, I don't think it would warrant too much. I think what we're talking about already exists. It's just implemented poorly, which is Eximus enemies. They are
Mhm.
meant to be the strong enemies that pressure the player and force you to do different things, whether it be a Scorch like the one that just did there and knocked me down. That is in a sense a pressure enemy. but it's not implemented very well. Or like the energy leeches, which just drain your energy without you realizing. There's no audio or visual cue that you're getting sapped. It just, oh, I guess I have no energy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But going back to what you said just a few minutes before, like we started fully getting this conversation, you said you make content on the game, so of course you'd like recommend it to a friend. But I don't feel like that's like always the case. An example, Ludens, although he makes content, he stands by not recommending this game
Mm-hmm.
to anyone.
He,
And
I guess, but he doesn't address an audience with his videos.
Well, okay,
Like, as
what
in-
if you weren't making content? Would you still
then
recommend it?
I probably wouldn't be playing this game outside of checking out what was new and occasionally getting the new thing and playing around for a little bit, maybe messing around with some builds now and again, but I certainly wouldn't be playing this game right now. I'd be on Star Citizen.
Yeah, fair
Oh,
enough.
Path of Exile, I've been wanting to try it. Like,
It's fun. Just you kind of gotta go in with a little bit of an idea of what to do, because the passive tree is really overwhelming, and there's like good ways to. There's a lot of good guides out there for like different character builds, which is what I would recommend doing to start, and then you can definitely because the game goes by very fast. Like you can roll through the story in a couple nights. And then from there,
Yeah.
you just focus on the end game grind and whatnot.
finding for someone to play with, because I mean, the action RPGs are just boring in your own, I think.
I mean,
I'm sure
yeah, if
Jason
you're
would run
interested,
through
I
the
got
entire
me
game
and
with you.
me and another friend. We've been playing it quite a bit lately, and we're both
Mhm.
new to it. So
I think what's
We-
stopping me is knowing Diablo 4 will be coming at some point, and it actually looks like they're going a bit more to the roots. Not that I have any faith in Blizzard anymore, but it does look more like the Diablo. I grew up on Diablo 2, Diablo 1 and 2, but and Diablo 2 defined the action RPG genre, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm sure that whole
I played
patch
Torchlight.
3 thing.
I played the poor man's Diablo.
Yeah, really. PoE 2, are you serious?
Yeah, there's PoE too.
That's like
Yeah,
PC 2.
That's what's another. The other thing that I was going to say is going to stop me from playing PoE 1 was that PoE 2 is coming out. So I was like, what's the point of me getting super invested into a game that requires a lot of investment to then just everyone hop over to the sequel in like, I don't know, 6 months or whatever?
Hmm.
Well, they give you something for your if you have a count on PoE.
PoE does something really interesting though. It keeps all like there's seasons, right? Well, okay,
Yeah.
so the game every couple like 4 months there's a new season, but they don't just brick the last season. They keep it in as an aspect of the game, and I think it adds a lot of content and it doesn't overwhelm the player. Like it gradually introduces you to the different mechanics relatively
I
early
didn't
on.
understand how extreme the cosmetic monetization is on
Oh
that.
my
It seemed
god,
really
it is
extreme.
so. You think Tenogen is bad? It's like $60 for a full set of cosmetics on PoE.
Yeah, that's what I was just like. I looked at it and I just remember going, it looks cool, but like, really that much for that?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Oh.
I'm not. I haven't put any money into it. I think if I was going to, would be if I really got into it, and it would only be for the storage. And even then, I just need to stop being a hoarder.
Yeah.
Then again, I can't say anything. I've spent a lot of skins on Black Desert Online before.
Yeah.
That game is straight up pay to win.
So.
All right, guys, we're gonna go play PoE right now.
No.
This is what the stream is. Absolutely not.
So you did answer yes, but you also had some critique to, recommending the game.
Yeah.
What do you think is the biggest step the DE could take to fix Warframe? Or change Warframe for the better, in your opinion?
I don't think it's making brand new island content. That's for sure. The main thing I
I
think
agree
is
with
to.
that.
I think they need to stop. I think they first of all need to just stop letting their community decide how to make their game. I think they take too much influence from everybody rather than having a clear direction with their game and sticking to it. I think it hinders it because they spend all their time going, can we make this thing that everyone's asking for, rather than should we make this thing that this person is asking for. I think that's a big part of it, but it needs some sort of renewable endgame, in my opinion. It doesn't have to be endurance runs. In actual fact, like, stay away from that. Are we actually leaving? Is that what's
Yeah.
going on?
I think.
Yeah, this is our
I
last
think-
question, so
Yeah, not to be
Oh shit. Died.
a be boy, but I do have food waiting. So.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
and
we're
I've been
leaving.
in
I'll
here a
just
lot
get
longer
across.
than 2 hours, so I really need to go socialize with my family.
Sure. Sure.
But so,
Also,
I guess we'll let you finish your thought.
But yeah,
on
yeah,
it.
please finish your talk.
mean-
Take as long as you need. I just didn't want to be
Sure.
jumping around.
They need to make a reward that's worthwhile replaying, while also giving a reason. The Holy Trinity thing, bringing tanks, healers, DPS, giving it a reason to want to play as a team, for me is the main thing they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's PvP. I think there's enough lore in the story as well to really flesh out the content that they have already pre-existing, the spaces and sandboxes they already have. But I don't know how, honestly. I know this game is thrown together with spaghetti code. I read some reviews from employees that have previously or still work at the company who have rated it, and they say there's a consistent inconsistency in upper management and direction in the game and communication between dev to dev. A lot of the devs find out key things when the public actually find them in announcements, which I think is a terrible way to run your company. If the dev doesn't know what's going on until the customer does, that's a huge problem. Why are you keeping secrets from your own dev team?
Yeah.
Excellent CephalonChat.
But I think there's a lot of crunch at DE, and I think realistically, I think me and Ludens have spoken this before. A Warframe 2 would be probably a smart move coming into this next gen of consoles. Start fresh, build upon the world that you have. You can keep assets maybe, but start from a fresh engine maybe.
That could be interesting. You know, a lot of people meme on it, but you know, having new materials and just starting from the ground up.
The world is
could
there.
definitely be.
You know what I mean? The world is there. The lore is there. The character design is there. I think what's holding this game back and what held Railjack back is the limitations on the hardware and the current engine to the ambition that they want of this game.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're trying so very hard to build a house out of glass on sand.
Yeah, no.
Rather than just finding a nice high place to build a castle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. I completely understand that. I think it could be good to start from the ground up.
Especially
Steve
this
said
time,
they'd swap the
8
engine
years,
over
we're
his
7
dead
years in
body.
now.
7 years? Yeah, 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely
And
been
I
over
think
a couple minutes.
it's held back by upper management having too much of this being a pet project of theirs, too much
Mhm.
love of what it's become and the empire they've built, and not just. I think from what I could read from some of the employee reviews, there's a lot that's a lot of outdated sort of concepts that are still within Warframe, how they approach the game design and stuff. So I don't know. That's just speculation and from what I've read, but I definitely think that's the biggest thing that's holding this game back. and addressing Endgame in its entirety.
Yeah. Jason, bring to dojo so we can give fish.
Oh,
before we
right,
go.
fish.
Yes,
Fish
I need
before
to
we
get myself
go.
to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone has to
as we're
be a
closing up-
responsible adult.
Oh. Can I?
Yep.
All right. As we're closing out, if you haven't already, go follow Zen on everything.
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of you are still here
An
from him raiding.
absolute.
If you haven't yet, go follow him on everything. Also, just so you know, check your Warframe. You should have an inbox message by now saying if you got a Steam key. And guess who got a Steam key?
No way.
I did.
Are you kidding me?
Oh,
Nice, congrats.
congrats. Now we got Becky to do an interview on. So Becky, how was
Yeah.
the hard mode? Wow, they get Becky to do hard.
Yeah, it's kind of, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Did
they get.
did her first endurance run today.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
Jason, I think Jason's gonna be really angry.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
he sounds
I'm really
mad.
happy for you. I'm very happy for you.
If you want
Hey,
to, as long as you
stop.
don't tell DE, you can
Hey, don't say that.
perhaps,
Don't say anything. Don't say that. For
you
live.
know, or live. I'm sorry, but
Hint.
yeah. So I got that. So that's pretty neat. So you should check your messages. Thank you to getting paid for interviews with fish. Tough times. Nice. Nice. It's pretty sick, Tamer. Nice that you got one too. If you haven't already, and you enjoyed our stream, you can check out our YouTube, join our Discord server. Hold on.
Oh, Lurf
sending a
with the
message.
Twitch
Join
Prime
our-
subscription.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Lurf.
He
Our
wanted-
very first
He
sub.
wanted to be the first.
What a
Oh
man.
yeah, sorry. Our exclamation point Discord is dumb.
Oh my
Thank you,
god.
Lurf. Thank you, Lurf, for that, the epic. So me and Matt both got gift subs.
If subs. How many?
Thank you, Lurf, for allowing me to subscribe to myself. It's so incredibly,
Thank you so much,
so
Murphy.
incredibly kind of you, and we definitely appreciate it.
Well, I got one as well. Thanks, love.
Oh, nice.
Only for the top viewers. Wow, that's great. We got one for flowers and a Pensy too. So now we got a whole bundle of us subs. I just see the low-key fish deals going on.
Streamer luck, Finny says.
Alright,
Yeah,
hold on.
so
I'm
for
gonna double check
shoutouts.
and make sure I have fish I can give.
Shoutouts cannot be found down yet, but we are CephalonChat on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Our Discord can be found by clicking the Discord link below. That's where we hang out most of the time. Well, that's where we hang out all the time. We love to chat with you guys,
Yeah.
as well as there's all the information on us, information on the stream. You can ask questions, anything else, as well as just hang out with us and the community. So we got, what is it? There's like
We're-
50 of us now, so we got a good, cute group of us.
Yeah, we don't bite, I promise.
I've been trying to upload all the episodes to YouTube. I think we are up to date. So if you
can
missed,
go back and
missed
check
or
in
want to
some of
catch up,
those. Thank you, Zen, so much for coming on.
It
to
meant it
our
means
little
the
show.
world to us
Really.
that you came on
thank you
and
for having us.
hung out with us.
Really
you guys are
huge
great.
to have you.
It's been fun. It has been fun. And
Thank you.
yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna premiere the Chroma Prime trailer, but it's not quite ready.
No, it's all right. Don't worry about it. No, I'd rather you
Don't,
not
like,
rush into it
yourself.
than
Mhm.
have it perfect just the way you want it.
And also
There is
huge
something.
chat. Zen's chat for the raid. Very much appreciated, as well as all the follows. Sorry.
Oh, but was some unseen footage that you.
Unseen footage. Ooh. That sounds pretty crazy. Wi-Fi exist? Is my Wi-Fi existing?
Only 52 seconds.
52 seconds, man.
But
Oh, okay, perfect. It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Oh
we're
wait,
still
you
around. I
linked
know,
the
right,
you linked the
Kuba?
YouTube video.
This is much later.
There you
well,
go.
an hour later than we usually do.
Perfect. Okay, let's see. Let me see. I should have one of these as yeah. There we go.
definitely have it with sound though.
Let me see. Oh wait, because I have to do. It's
weren't
stupid
expecting
for
us to still
some
be
reason, and
That's as far as I got.
I think Majesty is a good fitting name.
you definitely have some of the most cinematic content when it comes to creation, and I think that's why you stand out the most, because you give people something to watch while you do like a more niche thing of the Warframe community, which as in endurance runs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's definitely why I'm drawn
Claim
to
to
it. You
fame.
see the shiny thing and want to watch more of the shiny thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the way you edit your videos and it's the music choice, which is how you do your creative process. It just works very well together, in my
Yeah.
I agree.
non-professional,
Music-
humble opinion.
Music makes the feet tap. And
There's snap.
Pretty cool. Pretty sick.
I like Try's comment actually. Warframe community is either ranting or builds.
That's true.
Two parallels. I'm new and just started the game and I love it, or I've been playing for 7 years and I hate the game.
Yeah.
There's no in between.
Let's see. I might have some better fish. Well, the Karakina are also rare too, right?
Keenan. Nope.
The Karkina.
That's not a. It's not a.
You don't even have. That's a lobster.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure
I have
that's.
Fucking ass. I simply have a surplus of large Kupala.
Why do I have that? Zen, I know Ludens doesn't, but do you have a full Arcane Energize?
Hmm?
You have a max rank
Ludens.
Arcane Energize?
Jason's getting
Yes.
ready to sell.
Okay. Well, I wasn't gonna sell it. I would have just, handed it over because it's dirt cheap. So.
That's why I said
yeah.
getting ready to simp.
Oh, simp.
I have-
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a full one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot they went super cheap now, don't they?
Yeah, because of. Oh my god. Because of. Scarlet Spear.
Yep, that did it to us.
That
So-
did it.
That's actually probably the most disappointing thing. Was Scarlet Spear for me was very hyped up by like Liam and stuff, and just as I was hashing out everything with D from the ban, and I managed to get everything sorted just in time to play it, but
How many more
so
trades do you
underwhelming.
have? Oh, 4 trades. I see it. Becky, do you have any Norgs?
I can check real quick.
You might have Norgs.
Alright.
But I don't want to give Zen trash.
Oh, I see. I was quickly checking to see where I could find the forum page. I have 1 small Norg and 1
Just
large Mortis lungfish.
What's
I have just noticed the Loki stat.
Oh my god.
Oh no,
Like my handiwork.
You roaming around?
I'm sorry.
I don't think you should call that handiwork. It sends the wrong message.
What's the one that we always fish over in over at the ocean?
You can just type in fish. I know that much too. Oh, you did. Not Sharak. There's
It's not Glapid. It's the one that's like weird and wavy.
Yeah, Glapid's the rarest. It's
Mercury.
Mercray.
No,
Yeah.
I'm not very.
These ones give some good standing.
There's actually by the way, for anyone who has watched the mag video, that's record breaking views, 2 days, nearly 50,000 views.
Yeah, I told you you're impacting the market. I actually wanted to check, but
3,500 like to 22 dislike ratio. That's crazy.
you gotta love them haters.
Oh, there's always a hater. There's an actually. Oh my god, this comment. Okay, hang on. You show this comment on the stream. This one is fantastic. Go. This I had a really good chuckle to this comment. Go to the Banshee video and go on newest comments. It's the 3rd one down by a guy called Nanbo Pally. This is the wrong side of the internet. Like,
Okay.
oh, good lord, I get this quite a lot.
Sort by newest. Nambo Pally.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, good lord. So I read it out for stream.
Yeah, you can read it out.
Go
This
for
video, like the game, equals boring. Literally the same thing, but not waste your pathetic life. Open Excel, click in a cell, type equals 99999. Enter. Boom! Mind blown. A computer thing did a number because you clicked a thing. No one cares, dude. Warframe is boring as fook. Mouth breather, open wallet, pay for the best AoE build, sit in a place as the mobs come, go AFK, come back, get the awards, go back, etc. New levels of ADHD.
You replied?
Damn. So when are you retiring?
Someone's mad.
What you?
Someone's
That's done. That's
angry.
career over.
hurt.
Damn, Zen's cancelled.
My reply was, I haven't laughed like this in a while. Thanks.
Did you see the comment I put on your mag video? I said, I didn't know you could get purple crits.
Oh god, is that you? Yeah.
Yes, like I said I was going to with when we were in call.
I actually had a guy who said he had footage of me cheating using a game engine, then proceeded to show himself on a video using a game engine, but he just took my intro, the electricity Zen, he just put that and then used his own footage and then went, yeah, he's cheating, and used some weird program that I've never seen, and just he didn't even one tap everything. So I was like, well, what are you doing? Why do you think you need to cheat in Warframe? What?
It's Warframe.
It completely baffled me. I was like, you're a sad, strange little man. You have my pity.
Also, you haven't run around enough if you haven't found the creature sanctuary.
Oh my god, Becky.
You're missing out on my pride and joy.
Go to one of the teleporters. You should see Becky's name, or the creature sanctuary.
It says creature sanctuary. I'm very happy
I don't know.
about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to progress away from this look.
Oh my
Tried to find-
god.
Tried
Oh,
to find a
no.
way out. I tried to find a
There's-
way out, but
I'm
there's
pretty
either
sure there's two
flaming
different
penis or some sort of dojo lab.
Right underneath the dog.
Okay,
is
right
the
underneath the
teleporter.
dog should be a teleporter. Yeah.
You gotta go under the dog.
You gotta
man, I'm
go.
sorry.
Under
The
the
reason
dog.
why we have that Loki statue is because in Logan and my old clan, before I made like the CephalonChat clan, there was a Loki statue with, you know, you know. So we decided that that was the one thing we were going to miss about the old clan, and so we had to
Wait.
recreate it.
Creature sanctuary at the top.
Oh yeah.
Very,
okay.
very top. Welcome. This is where I collect all my floops because I have a problem.
I keep forgetting these things exist.
What the stuffed animals? How could you forget?
They're my
Um,
favorite. I have what we call a problem. Because I made Jason come with me and do creature capture
Oh my god, it was
like,
like
30 million
3 hours,
years.
man. We were just out on the plains running around getting the creature tags. And because
Well,
she
we're
doesn't
on-
play with boosters, it took ages.
It was great. I had a good time. But let's see. Are we finished trading fish?
Yeah,
Or is there
No.
more to trade?
then you're out of trades.
I'm out of trades. Yep.
Yes.
Oh no!
Oh man, I think that's where we will.
May I make a suggestion for your raid?
Yeah, sure.
Headshot.
Headshot.
H3D.
Sure. Is it just exclamation point raid?
Warframe partner, but he's a really cool guy. You might be able to get on the show.
H3 or is there anything else? I'll just look.
No. I've just
Yes.
sent you.
I see him here. I'm gonna give him a
Oh
follow
yeah,
if you want.
exclamation point raid.
Oh Jesus Christ! A ginormous moth! Get away, you freaky flapping
Oh
bastard!
god.
My goodness.
This just in. Zen hates mobs.
They're so
What did the mobs
intrusive.
ever do?
They're so
What did they ever do to you?
All right, we'll go
Fly
check
in my
out.
face.
We'll go check out Headshot. Thank you so much for coming on the show again, Zen, and to anyone who isn't in the server, come join. We like to hang, and we hope you liked today's episode. Hopefully, I want to try to get a little spoiler. I want to try to get Faven on for our next guest. I haven't reached out to them yet, but I'm hoping that they'll be cooperative. I think having a 10 gen artist would be really cool.
Hmm.
Thanks for coming,
Thanks for
guys.
having me.
Yeah, thank you once again. It's great to have you on the show to get all your get a good interview in.
Well, next
to see
time.
more.
Yep, let's
See
go
more
head
from-
over to Headshot. Bye, guys.
Bye guys. Take care.